You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Hey guys, looks like your free ride's over, huh? Have fun living on the streets.
Okay, cool. Good chatting, you guys.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Iron Oxide. This is a weekly Rogues Gallery. We are on episode 48. And I guess there's a little bit to talk about this week. A few things good, a few things bad happened, so we're going to get to it. Let's go around the horn and see who we got join us this evening. We got not one, but two special guests, so I'll start with the gentleman right next to me. Laurence Knight, welcome to the show, man. How's it going?
Thank you, sir. It is an honor to be here with all of you. Things are going great. It's been a great week.
Right on, right on. We've been trying to get it worked out to have you on for a while. I think last time we had you scheduled, something came up and we had to cancel the show last minute. So I apologize for that, but it's good having you on, man. And making his first appearance, another special guest, Sean, third Railify. What's going on, man? There he is.
My little ducklings. How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me on. I'm super excited. First time on. And, because it's a big deal, brought you the full wiener. I figured you guys would you would appreciate it.
After that pic you sent me that I used on the thumbnail, I'm not really surprised by anything, Sean.
Oh, you really
it's good having you here.
I was looking forward to Princess Moon or Sailor Moon. Princess
Yeah,
Moon.
listen,
What?
if I could
You have an
pull
anime?
that off, you sure as shit know I'd fucking do it.
But tell everybody a little bit about yourself. What you do, man?
Well, my name is Sean. I run the channel Third Railify. I basically do current events, some pop culture, which something I'm now getting into on my new pop culture show that I have on Monday. But basically news, current events, politics, commentary, things like that. And I often do it, I've been told, with a bit of a humorous sort of flair. So I definitely try to be entertaining because, your time is valuable. And if you're going to watch me, I want to make sure you get your money's worth, especially if you're sending in the super chats. So that's basically what I do. Imagine if the Quartering and Salty Cracker made love. Maybe don't imagine that part so much, but imagine there was a baby conceived from that thing you're not imagining, but they sent it to Canada to be raised by the mighty goose.
What? No.
That's me. That's me. So basically, like a Tim Pool who's not a fag. That kind of thing.
Gotcha. All right, and let's go around the horn. See who else we got. Nate, how's your week going, man? You gonna make it tonight?
Yes, I am going to make it tonight. I am feeling a lot better than I have these past couple weeks, man. So I'm just ready to rock and roll and hang out with my friends tonight.
Right on. Got your energy drinks there standing by. Looks
Actually,
good.
it's just a Coke.
Okay, we'll settle for that. Strider, what's going on, man?
Doing good. It's the end of February. It feels like this. It feels like it's been the whole year of February, but it's finally over. Ate the last of my birthday cake today, which is sad, but it's okay because spring is right around the corner.
It was sad from the beginning. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm very happy to, and I enjoyed that cake. It was good. I don't know how it lasted so long without turning into mold, but it was good, and it only tasted a little funny.
I could just see you sitting on the bed looking at the last piece going, I don't want to eat you.
I can't sleep with you. Well, there's a layer of pudding on top of it because I'm 35 going on 10 apparently, but it was actually quite delicious.
Awesome. So did you take a big bowl of birthday cake out there in the backyard, eat it sitting on your skateboard?
Yeah.
Your new longboard? Awesome. Hey, I would.
It's beautiful. I'm getting better on my board actually.
Drunken Emerald Arrow, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Ready for the weekend to start, that's for sure. Cool. One of those long weeks that Joey's looking forward to the weekend. Hey, and you want to know what? We're already going into March already. I mean,
I don't know, man. February it's a short month, but this month has just dragged ass. So I'm right there. I think all of us that actually work the regular 9 to 5 too are feeling it.
Yeah,
I'd have to agree. It's work. I'm not even bringing up work. Work has just been nothing but stress. So
yeah. Oh yeah, same. Yeah. Speaking of stress, Vaughn Coleman, your campaign's right at the end. How's it going, man? How you feeling?
It's in that awkward. First of all, I don't think I'm going to launch 3 campaigns at once again. Certainly not while also having a submission list and starting a new job. Don't ever do that. As if I need to tell you that. But yeah, I mean, I've been good. I was like, I'm going to write a short story before I went away. And then now we're 4,000 words in and I'm like, wow, not even close. So, but otherwise I've been good, man. Phenomenova is almost done. It's basically been an annoying part where it's done, but then I'm about to send it off and it's like, we got to wait there's a minor spelling error. We got to correct that. So, but otherwise, it's been good. We're getting ready to close out next month. And yeah.
I mean, it's not by any stretch of the imagination late. I mean, you announced it just a few short months ago. So I don't think you have anything nobody's going to hold that, hold you under the flame for that.
Yeah.
I
was just nodding in agreement.
Okay, cool. Society.
What was yeah, I'm here. What was the question?
Hey, how's it going, man?
How's it going? I'm doing all right. It was a pretty solid week. I mean, for my point of view, it's like an eventful week is a fine week because there's been a lot of stuff happening, and then when there's an event happening, it's like, oh god, and it's like, yeah. So I'm fine with uneventful at this point.
Right on, right on. Well, we'll go ahead and say hi to the chat, and then we'll go into whatever we're going to talk about tonight. So let's see. Wow, got a pretty. You brought a pretty big crowd with you, didn't you, Sean? I've never seen this many green rumble dots in our chat before.
Well, I wanted to impress you guys. Maybe you'll have me back.
Oh, you just
oh, you're good. I can already tell, man. You're in a hot dog costume and you talk about politics. You're welcome back anytime.
Bringing that big hot dog energy into the chat.
The best thing would be if you said you read the news, but as deadpan as possible, but dressed like a hot dog. So like Walter Cronkite, but just hot dog.
Why is that not an SNL sketch? Just someone looking as ridiculous as possible, reading the most horrifying.
SNL sucks.
Well, I mean, I also have a Yeti, a banana, and a Trump hat, like a visor with a big yellow hair sticking out of it. So I mean, I have all kinds of things.
You can imagine reporting on Epstein cases in a banana costume.
We'll get into that. We'll go ahead and jump onto that first topic. Let's do a quick hi to the chat. We got David D here. Hey, David D, what's going on, man? We got Jay Chrisman 127 with a hot dog in the chat. Awesome. I can only guess why that's there. We got Shirt. I'm gonna murder that name. Shirtley, I guess. Does that sound about right? I should let you read this. Shorty, that makes sense. Yeah, there we go.
Short, she doesn't get the O because she's only 4'11".
Oh damn! No, she doesn't.
Mayhem.
We got Hey Man Productions. What's going on, man? Let's see. There's Professor Savage Dad, who is taking the evening off. But what's going on, dude? Morning Mayhem once again. We got Leah Bookish one. How's it going? We've got quite a few in here. Mr. Scott Awesome. We got, let's see. Hey, Samuel the Infamous. What is going on, man? Now, you guys aren't doing Shouting into the Void tonight, right? Is that what I heard?
Abyss of Musings. No, we're not doing that tonight.
Oh, I got your shows mixed up. Sorry, man.
No,
damn, that sucks. But I'll catch you guys over on the pub later.
I want to shout into the void.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a big stress reliever. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm not used to having this many chats. Master Hobo, greetings from the Hobo Shelter. Greetings, fellow gooners from the homeless shelter. My gooning batteries have been recharged, and I'm ready to goon some more today. Well, you and me both. We got Master of Trivia, Emily Kruger. We got Diana Gordon. How's it going tonight?
Yeah.
And I think I've covered just about everybody. If anybody else pops up, we'll highlight them as the night goes on. So we'll just go right into the annoying news from yesterday. So what's everybody's initial thoughts on the big nothing burger, the conservative influencer publicity stunt that we saw yesterday afternoon?
You were used. You were used.
Oh no! The names of all the pedophiles in our global elite didn't get exposed yesterday. Oh no!
This is the thing. I'm not surprised that very little got released because I think, and Razorfist pointed this out, they are of much better use. They have much better. The people who are on that list are of much greater use with that information in the hands of the executive branch and the law enforcement for leverage's sake. So I don't think we're going to get a complete list, but what was there was kind of like, okay. I don't really know what all was there. I mean, get it.
It was just a publicity stunt. At the end of the day, that's just what it was, to get people talking. That's all it was.
Well, overall, I mean, I heard an interview from one of the people that was called to the White House to actually get that binder. And what it was more or less a thumb to the mainstream media. We're going to call YouTubers and influencers in and give them this list. And none of you with the mainstream media are going to get this.
Which I'm completely okay with, by the way, because they are not to be trusted with any of that bullshit. You know they're going to run cover for it. You know they're going to try to suppress anything they possibly can and try to get ahead of the story, have a twist on it somehow. I'm completely okay with hosting a giant middle finger to the mainstream, but not over this. Not over the client list. Oh.
Yeah.
So a bunch of YouTubers are gonna get it, or like influencers.
Well, it was basically like some of them were actual, like Mike Cernovich is you could pretty much consider a journalist. Libs of TikTok. I mean, I'm not knocking any of them or like discrediting what they do. It's just the way this whole thing was executed with so much buildup in the days before.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I stand, because yesterday I was pissed. Today I kind of get it, but I still think they really optically dropped the ball. That cringe post from the GOP, where they put the video Rick that went to the Rick Ashley video.
What? Over
that was like a
regular
regular troll doing that.
That was a House GOP account. I guarantee you that because let's not forget that Trump is very much the enemy. Trump is very much the enemy of the establishment, and vice versa. I guarantee you that was to try to make him look as bad as possible, because he may have won a second election, but I think they're still salty about it. I think they were just trying to make him look as dumb as possible, which didn't work because Trump wasn't really all that responsible for it. It's all Pam Bondi. So, I'm just glad they took it down. But it was up for 4 hours. Like, what the hell? That's way too long.
Well, and going back to the way it got leaked with the little photo shoot with all the everybody with their binders that had pretty much nothing in it that we didn't already know.
It was so cringe.
And
look at all these redacted pages, guys.
Exactly. We're going to give you a binder full of black pages. I think what really upset me the most was the immediate response from everybody that got one that was that cut and paste, maybe slightly tweaked like a freaking macro, just saying the same talking points. This most transparent administration in history. Thank you. And I agree that it is, or at least it was looking that way. But once I start seeing them using the same
tactics,
bullshit that we see from the mainstream media over the years, that's where the bullshit meter just starts going into a 10.
You know what would have been hilarious if they had said it like, everyone was like, oh my god, look at what we got, guys. You just have like a couple of guys who have binders and they're just opening like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? It's all black.
Right? Pokemon cards. Like, what'd you guys think we were showing up for?
Oh, there's nothing better than pages and pages of blacked out text. Oh, it tells so much.
It's a Hollywood spec script.
And
what the hell, bro?
I mean, I guess what kind of gives me a little bit of that, the letter that Pam Bondi wrote, to Kash Patel, that was only written just so they would have something to show to the public.
Yeah. That letter was written for us. That wasn't for Kash.
Pretty much.
It was to Kash.
Exactly.
It was for us.
100%.
Well, my problem, my entire issue, though, especially after finding out what was in those binders, is the fact that Pam Bondi was on with over on Fox with what's the host name? Jesse Waters. And was making all of these huge statements about what was about to be released. And then to get what they got, that's where it's like, oh, this optically looks so bad for what you were just saying the night before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They should have done a press conference with Pam Bondi going through, showing all of the redacted bullshit in the binders, explaining why it was redacted. So if there was a purpose for it to protect victims, sure. But I don't think there was. And if you're going to throw if they're going to throw the FBI in New York under the bus, their office, they needed to do it verbally, publicly, in a press conference.
Yeah.
So the thing here is there's 3 stories, right? There's 3 stories. One more serious than the next, and so far none of us have mentioned the most serious one, but I'll touch on that in a minute. So the least serious story is the one that got the most buzz. And it was the absolute fucking fumble that was this conservative influence that we're dancing with a binder. Kids got fucked. Many kids got brutally raped by old men. It's in this book, and we're dancing with it. Well, maybe show a little fucking contrition for the evidence that you have, right? Maybe if you're going to be a journalist, maybe fucking act like one. That's the first thing. That was a fucking fumble. That was an own goal. Second thing was Pam Bondi, she she knew what was in that binder. She obviously somebody made the binder, handed it to her. She would have leafed through it knowing it was black pages. So she knew what was being given out, despite her being like, oh, there's some sick shit in here. Well, there wasn't, because it was all black. But the more egregious part is all of this redacted shit. Who cares about the redacted shit? All of those files, because I've already covered it, all of those things have already been released unredacted. Yeah. So we got a worse version of what is already easily publicly available. So like, what the fuck is that? So that's kind of like a Pam Bondi. What are you doing? Are you being stupid or are you being malicious? I don't know what to think of you. Either way, the shine is coming off you really, really quick. But then the really big story is the fact that the FBI in the Southern District of New York is a rogue fucking bubble unto itself that is corrupt. Like the FBI needs to go in and raid the FBI, which is wild. Like, so I
should have done that first. Honestly,
you're muted, Society.
You talk about all the names that have been protected and redacted. Well, it's like, well, yeah, some of them may be in the FBI too. It's like, how do you think this whole global ring went unnoticed for so many decades? Yeah. It's like, this is part of the reason why, I'm not terribly shocked that this didn't happen, because I mean, the reality is that if it ever did come out, and I mean, the pure gravity of what we've been covering up for decades, I would say probably centuries and beforehand, if that ever did get exposed to the public wouldn't really know like how to react. There'll be like a difference between like, calls to drag these people out into the streets and guillotine them, or just like fundamentally like, melting down over just the pure state of our reality. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, did you really expect like Saudi princes and like, Eastern Prince European oligarchs were going to be like exposed for their real deeds a couple days ago?
Prince Andrew was. Yeah. Literally photo evidence of him hugging the girl he raped. Yeah. She was a kid. Like, we don't have the whole list of names, and we may never get the whole list, but we know some of them. We know Bill Gates. We know Bill Clinton. We know Prince Andrew and one of the former Israeli prime ministers. Like, we know this matter of fact, and yet, fuck, it's been a handful of years and nothing. Crickets, even. So the whole list could come out, and I don't think a single thing would happen. It would just be we would just know. We would go, oh yeah, the so and so, yeah, they fuck kids. Maybe that has consequences. Maybe it doesn't. It hasn't for Bill Gates. Yeah, no, like So I'm kind of black-pilled on that.
And well, kind of to what Society was saying, I think people would be more like just kind of casual and accepting when we realize that other intelligent life exists beyond Earth. But the minute they find out their favorite Hollywood celebrity or politician was a kid diddler, their whole world's going to come to a fucking end, and society will start collapsing in on itself. And that's probably what they think.
The day that people realize that satanic pedophiles actually do run the world will be the day that their whole frame of reality collapses upon itself.
Well, no, it's going to be funny to me is that Alex Jones called this years ago, and that's what I was fun. That's kind of what made me be like, okay, Alex, come on. Or mentioning pedophile islands, I'm like, okay, come on. That is so beyond what anyone would. That's so beyond anything evil that anyone could ever comprehend. And then it actually dropped. But what's interesting is that all of this could have come out long beforehand, because Ghislaine Maxwell's trial should have been the trial of the fucking century, but it wasn't. It was all hidden behind closed doors. All had some liberal judge presiding, giving her a cushy prison. I mean, we all know why. She's basically sitting on mountains and mountains of blackmail material. But why is she not back in the limelight here? Why is she not being kind of drugged back out? And honestly, I think this whole thing is the timing of it is weird, because Kash Patel just got confirmed as FBI. He's probably as FBI director. He's gonna have a shit ton of catching up to do. So did Pam Bondi.
This was such a massive fail that it feels intentional. If that's kind of what you're getting at.
Yeah.
I don't think that, because he said from the get-go, like, I will release this. That's what he promised everybody. I don't think it was intentional. I think it happened too quickly. I think he made a promise of saying, I'm gonna day one, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna release the list.
If you're gonna
not a good idea to promise that, because you got a bunch of investigations you got to catch up on. Because just because you're the incoming director of the FBI doesn't mean you are the director of the FBI yet. You still got a lot of catching up to do, and you still got a lot of case files to work on. You still got a lot of open investigations and open prosecutions to work through. It's probably not a good idea to promise that on day one, especially if Pam Bondi was not prepared to do it. I don't think this was intentional. This felt like there was promises were made without looking without checking
before they had everything they could give.
Before they had like an opportunity to properly build it up and to figure out how they were going to do it. It felt like they were flying by the seat of their pants.
That was a great comment. I like what D-Day Pam Bondi is front runner to replace Kathleen Kennedy at Lucasfilm's films after today's performance. Sources say Disney was very impressed with her incompetence and lack of respect.
No, but overall, I think it was the biggest mistake overall, and I agree what Strider was saying, is just they promised too early. It needed a little bit of time. I mean, Kash is just getting in. Pam Bondi's just getting in. Give a little time, do a little bit of research, and if documents look like they're not coming in, that's when you call out the SDNY and say, hey, you're interfering, and start putting them out there in the media saying, hey, yeah, we got this entire rogue office that's refusing to actually, and we're now starting to investigate. We're locking the doors of that location. Then we're going to start.
That should have been done yesterday.
It should have been.
Yeah.
I was expecting like an actual early morning raid by maybe a different. I mean, who could raid the FBI though? I mean, the CIA is worse. You would just get another branch of the FBI. That's
no. You just get another bunch of YouTubers and streamers and influencers, and then have them raid.
Well, so the
Naruto around the FBI office.
The problem is that they even promised to release everything. I know that's red meat to the MAGA base, and the curious normies, right? It's fucking the reddest of meat, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
We all were like, yeah, that kind of stuff. And thing is, he shouldn't have said anything. He should have had full intentions to do it, but not say anything, because the moment he said, I'm going to do it, they immediately were like, great, and starting shredding and deleting everything.
Yep.
Because
that's exactly what happened.
So a lot of people would be like, oh, they have, they've kept this evidence as leverage over these people. Maybe that's true, but why not? As soon as you get it, why not immediately destroy it? Because eventually the other guys are going to be in power, and you're going to have to destroy it at some time. So why not just do it right away? So this evidence might have been destroyed like years ago. Like, I mean, it should be really easy to come out with the list, because the FBI took photos of the drawers with the VHS tapes in it, where it was like, so-and-so was fucking this kid, and they're just stacks of them. So, I mean, you don't have to go through like address books and all that stuff, because we're not interested in that. Epstein knew everybody. We need the names on the tape. Some poor son of a bitch might have to watch the tapes and be like, yep, that's Bill Clinton. That's confirmed. Yep, this one's weird. It's Stephen Hawking, because he's accused of banging kids too, which is kind of weird with Robo Dick. And so it's like,
Well, look at it. It's the same thing with the Diddy situation. His house got raided last year. They have all the tapes, all the people who he had leverage on. The FBI took that a year ago. We still don't know any names officially from anyone who attended those parties. We're still dicking around, saying like, "Oh yeah, I wonder who was there." It's like we know who was there. Like, there's probably photos and videos.
Fucking everyone.
Exactly right. But like I said, where did all those tapes go? Apparently it's still in the FBI unless it somehow got sold or destroyed somewhere in the course of the last year. And why would they go to such length to do such a thing? If we have all these people red-handed and you've had these things for a year, why aren't you actively arresting a large group of celebrities right now? And then this is what I was asking with, I think it was Strider was mentioning this earlier. It's like, who is keeping people like Maxine Giswell honest? It's like, do you expect our media to do it? Whatever it is.
That's an accurate thing.
No, that's right.
Probably inappropriate name.
Probably for the best. But no, like, who's...
I love it.
But who's keeping her on? It's like, who do you think is going to keep her on? The media? It's like some of them might be on the list. Like, you think that they're going to be honest about what's going on right now?
Well, he was convicted of child trafficking, but trafficking to nobody.
No one.
Yeah.
And what do you think about it, Lawrence? You've been kind of sitting back. What do you think?
I think it was all BS, and I didn't really pay attention to it. I mean, I was just like, the moment they said, "Oh, we're going to release the files," I was like, if those files aren't gone already, somebody's already started the shredder. So so I wasn't shocked at all when any of that came out. I was like, "Oh, of course." And a part of me has to wonder, was it said so that they can start shredding, and then blame somebody else for it?
Yeah. I've often wondered though.
Well, if we're not going to get if it's impossible to get the people on the list, then the next best thing is indictments for everybody involved that in the in law enforcement and beyond that had a hand in destroying evidence, suppressing evidence, all the forms of the cover up. They're going to be the next. If we can't have the actual offenders, then we can at least have them. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
Pam Bondi is a part of that, right?
Yeah. That's why it's like,
was AG of Florida during that time when Epstein was, you got a really, really fucking slap on the wrist sweetheart deal. So I mean, she kind of has her hand in that. Maybe not directly, it's tangentially, but still, you kind of go, that's a big enough connection for Laura Loomer to start screaming about it, and then you go, well, I don't like the way that makes me feel reading all this information. So maybe, this isn't as awesome as what I want it to be. This is kind of yucky.
Right. Well, when we lost Matt Gaetz as the nominee for that position, I kind of lost a lot of faith in that to begin with. I already knew about Pam Bondi's stance on 2A from a few years back. That's been resurfacing. I'm like, yeah, you didn't know that?
I forgot about that.
But no, a real quick point I was going to make here too is like, in all honesty, the whole thing regarding Epstein now it's kind of been a big distraction too. Because I mean, like at this point, he's dead. So anyone who he did know, like he took that to the grave with him. And we're spending all this time trying to figure out who was on his list. It's like, did anyone ever consider this? It's like, he's gone now. So are we just supposed to believe that people are not having these pedophile island parties anymore? Like that just stopped because he got caught? Or did they install somebody else who's actively the new Epstein who no one even knows about now? Like, do you think that these people have stopped doing what they're doing because they almost got caught? Or did they just need to lay low for a little while until they can install the next guy to keep doing the same thing they've been doing?
He's just one ego in his
he was just the dumbass who got caught. But honestly, I kind of wonder, if like internationally, because obviously we know there are so many powerful global figures that have been implicated in this since day one. I mean, Prince Andrew, that is huge. The royal family, that's something Alex Jones warned about decades ago. He knew it, but because they're all interconnected in some kind of miasma, they probably got to call a million different witnesses for a million. This isn't. Like, granted, they have had years to build the case, but then again, the FBI back then was not going to do that. We all know that the FBI back when all this dropped was not going to participate in this whatsoever. But I kind of wonder with all these international figures being implicated in it, especially because let's just say there is a prominent Hollywood actor. Let's just say it was Tom Hanks allegedly, who showed up to a party, and then Prince Mohammed bin Salman was also there from Saudi Arabia. Well, are we going to risk pissing off of Saudi Arabia by trying to call him to the stand to testify against Tom Hanks again? Like risk pissing off the entire nation?
Yeah,
Saudi Arabians ain't gonna do shit.
The other thing is the whole thing was
when you have all these different
it's not.
authorities all together. This is like, what can the American court do really for international figures? For here American citizens, absolutely. Like, put them in jail for the rest of their miserable lives in solitary. Let them rot and get eaten by rats for all I care. Like, you don't abuse kids and get away with it. But like international figures is going to implicate a lot of them. So how do you erase that? How do you strike that from the court record? How do you keep that from getting out? Like, this is a global thing, and you're sitting on a time bomb. And I kind of don't blame. Yeah. I think it's almost inevitable that it would result in, I think it would almost become this kind of this mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you bring up Tom Hanks.
Let Lawrence go.
Yeah, Lawrence, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it would have been a waste of time for them to go after foreign officials, because here's the thing: a lot of them, they come over here, they have diplomatic immunity, and I actually served with a guy that when he got out, he went and worked at a hotel as a security guard, and he was just telling me all kinds of stuff that Saudi royalty was coming over and doing in a hotel, and there was nothing the police could do. They were running over people in their Ferraris and just doing all kinds of stuff, bringing drugs in, and there was not a damn thing they could do about it because they had diplomatic immunity.
That can be revoked, obviously, by the host nation.
I've seen Lethal Weapon,
and by the nation that the diplomats are from. So I mean,
but will they do it though?
There you go, buddy. That's the thing. If it's some prince, obviously, like the Saudis, they're not going to go, oh yeah, it's fine, arrest our prince. I mean, obviously not. So it's kind of like, fuck. I guess we let them do whatever it is that they do. Fuck a camel, or I don't know, just like weird things. So,
well, and it also goes to. Oh, go ahead.
My real question is that overall, it's like, what are the chances that Tom Hanks is involved with both Diddy and the island?
I don't know. He's a little too square. I think he's too square to be invited to a Diddy party.
Looks can be deceiving.
No, man, those white parties, everyone was invited to the white parties. we don't know who stayed. And do you guys remember Ellen's set was all the palm trees, and it had like this little building with the blue and white stripes. Her set was fucking Pedophile Island. Nobody knew that Pedophile Island existed. We just thought, oh well, that's a nice tropical set.
Before Diddy got arrested, there was literally videos of him. He had like a 50-foot bed in his backyard. Like, what do you think was going on in that bed?
They were snuggling. They were just snuggling.
Music video shoot.
Imagine having that much money to have
in a way that Bieber would never be the same again after.
Oh, that makes me
Bieber
sad.
just looks like a broken man. It's actually really sad to see.
Yeah,
and you know who broke him?
Literally
and figuratively.
Oh God.
Yeah. Now the other thing, I was talking about, prosecuting the people that were involved in the cover up, but it goes beyond that, because I'm still sold on the whole thing was just a massive honeypot. Like the guy Epstein was recruited. He was an asset. So was Diddy. Those are my opinions on the whole thing. So what are they going to do? Prosecute the whole blackmail scheme that they set up to begin with?
Maybe that's the reason why we really haven't seen any kind of movement on that. The whole point too, the whole accusation of him being some kind of intelligence asset. That if the information does come out, then it opens even more of a cans of worms when it comes to our intel operations. And that, I mean, granted, that's conspiracy theory on the reason why there seems to be all this cover up.
Well, he was an American intelligence asset, but he was also an Israeli intelligent
Mm-hmm.
asset. So those two things are, in fact, confirmed. That we know. So he was assets, but I think it was Society's point. I think about well, who's the king pedophile now, right? There's always lists like who like, and so I mean,
who's organizing the island events now?
So like I mean,
Jeffrey's going?
Jeffrey Epstein was running his scheme the same time that Jimmy Savile in England was running his scheme, right? And at the same time as Diddy was running his. So I mean, there's Epstein is just one Epstein in a sea of Epsteins, and thing is, we don't know what we don't know. They literally could be everywhere, and I think it's probably in our best interests to assume that they are.
Yeah. He was just the dumbass that got caught. There are probably dozens more.
Yeah, it might not even be that he was the dumbass that got caught. It might be he was just the asset that had run its course. Like Diddy, I think, was the asset that ran his course. And so, there's a term for that when you burn an asset deliberately or whatever. But anyways,
you burn them. It goes back to the show Burn Notice. Yep. I mean, it's the same thing. You burn the agent, but it added to that. It's the whole point. Maybe it's not necessarily that he ran his own course. Maybe it was he was starting to take his own direction on things and was starting to step out of line of what they wanted him to be doing.
Yeah.
Or it just got too big and too exposed.
Yeah, like I said, because what it looks like with Diddy is that, he started to have his own insurance policies to protect himself in case, he ever got, thrown under the bus, and they found his insurance policies. So now he's kind of in an exposed position where his name is getting run all through the mud, and they're doing all these documentaries and stuff about him. But like I said, everyone pretends like, he was basically partying with himself when we know everyone he's been partying with for like the last 30 years.
Yeah, but Diddy, it also got into like murder for hire. It also got in like drug rings, and so I think with Diddy, it expanded beyond what it was supposed to, and it became like a criminal empire unto itself.
Which, to be fair, someone who's following the Diddy situation a little bit longer, it's like these are things that have been alleged of him for like decades. This wasn't like something that just came up in the list. Like people have always accused him of being the one who killed Tupac. And then you look at the whole nightclub shooting in 2000 that almost implicated him and J-Lo. And then what's his dude name took the fall for that. And there's been a multitude of things that he's been involved with that, like I said, straight up murder that people just turned a blind eye to for so many years. And you have to think, why was it that people turned a blind eye to it for so many years?
Yeah,
while the also Notorious B.I.G. I mean, the involvement there.
Yeah, forgot about that. There's all these names that get connected here and there. Many of them dead, many of them long gone. Their influence like minimal. But I mean, this is just what we're hearing about. This is just what the little bits that we're catching. How much more are we not? How much more do we not know? It's an iceberg. I guarantee you. Everything we know is here. Everything else is all down here, ready to take down the next ship. Yeah. And I don't think we're ever going to know the full story, the full extent of it. Because why would the FBI give up that asset? Why would the federal government give up that kind of influence and that kind of leverage against people? And I don't really know if that's something I am being comfortable with, but
probably for revenge.
Probably, yeah. I mean, can you imagine if there were some Saudi princes on there, like the royal members of the royal family? Because if Prince Andrew was dumb enough to get caught, could like King Charles be on there too? I doubt it, but he hasn't been implicated in anything. But what other prominent members of like the British Parliament could be on there too? What we have no earthly idea. That's just from Europe. I mean,
supposedly Tony Blair's name was on there.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh God, I could just imagine poor child that had to stare at that bucket.
Is that why Diana died? Is that why he overstated Diana's hit? Is that how far back we're gonna go?
Guys, if you just accept that everyone's like implicated and corrupted, it'll make a much less of a shock. I mean, like I said, we're talking about high-level people from all intelligence agencies all around the world, government organizations, people whose names you weren't supposed to know are probably involved in it. Like I said, it wasn't that long ago that you weren't supposed to know the name Jeffrey Epstein or John Podesta or Marina Abramovich and all these other people. You weren't supposed to know all these people's names. Now you do. So,
yeah, a lot of a lot of them seem to be left-leaning individuals. So there's probably
there's a shock.
Probably a good reason why they don't want that stuff to get out. Since you mentioned Podesta, do you guys remember the whole Haiti incident when when they were like, "Oh, I'd really love some Haitian pizza. Bring me back some. Won't you bring me some delicious Haitian pizza?" I'm like, "Oh, really? From the country that one doesn't fucking make pizza, and two that just had an earthquake and all of the mud huts are flattened." Yeah, I'm pretty sure their pizza ovens are flattened too. And then the one Democrat chick that worked for Hillary Clinton was like, "Oh, you found me with all of these Haitian children that I was absconding with illegally. They must have fallen into my purse. Run along, kid." Like, you know what I mean? Like, some of the Democrats are fucked.
Hey, remember that guy who went up to Comet Ping Pong Pizza and then opened fire, shot no one, and then surrendered, and everyone just stopped talking about it for several years?
Yeah,
then
not too long ago, like fucking a month ago, police pulled him over and just fucking executed him.
Yep.
That's
weird.
Wow. Oh, that got dark.
Well,
we're talking about Democrat. We're talking about Democrats in power. It's going to get nasty.
First time, new here.
I know. It's like, oh, you must be new here.
And everybody watching, we usually don't go this deep into politics. It's just kind of the news of the week type of thing. But there was no avoiding it this week.
I mean, keep in mind for just a moment, Trump has been in office 5 weeks.
Yeah.
The amount of shit that he's done in 5 weeks is astonishing. And the only reason why he can do it, and this is sort of the reason why some of the chat and some of the panel here was like, oh, this Epstein thing was kind of fast. It was kind of rushed and not necessarily well thought out. Yes, because it had to be. Everything has to be fast to keep the Democrats off kilter because they don't know what's coming next.
Yeah.
But this thing, I think it still should have been fast and it should have been furious, but it should have been silent, like a fucking ninja assassin.
Yeah.
Like just the
Yeah,
cash
we
hell.
should have had no warning.
Go in one
it
day
just
and be
happened.
like, dude, just checking the place out, and then he just like leaves with all the Epstein files and nobody knows, right? And then they just dump it. No fucking influencer bullshit. Like it should have been like that, but that's why everything is going so fast. It's to keep the Democrats off. As soon as they get their footing again, they're going to do nothing but obstruction, and then all the awesomeness will grind to a halt.
Yep,
I
all
just had
over after that.
I just had a feeling that as soon as it was official that Trump had won the election, you knew that a lot of agencies were already going into destruction mode.
100%.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I bet USAID wished they had done that a little bit more.
Well, they're their own separate branch. I mean, they're like the fourth or fifth branch of the government that can't be touched by anyone. So they thought they were safe.
Like there was a Hellcat LLC. Like, what in the fuck? I mean, I guess if you wanted $100,000 1,000 power car that you didn't want to buy for yourself, sure, Hellcat LLC, the taxpayers will buy it for you. I mean, that's simultaneously brilliant, corrupt, and fucking stupid. Like that was never going to get caught. But I guess
the car's overrated.
I mean, it's stolen a lot too. I don't recommend it. Like,
buy a millionaire's car. Buy a Toyota Camry. It'll save you a lot of money.
Yeah, Toyota Tacoma from 1994. So Christian Bale drive.
One thing with how this has kind of got everybody on this side like into a rage and kind of foaming at the mouth, and I mean, you're seeing people on this side, bitching out Trump on X, Pam Bondi. So it's like they can never say this side is, oh, you're all hive mind cult. It's like, nope, we're calling this shit out right off. But at the same time, we have had 5 weeks of just fucking knockout after knockout. So one bad move can be recovered, especially when it's followed up with something like this. Hold on. Let me get the screen pulled up here.
Oh, you're going to rickroll us, aren't you?
I was gonna say, yes.
I can't wait to talk about this.
I was gonna say, I think our minds are on the same wavelength right now.
Yes. This was incredible. This midget in a
This was a murder.
Oh yeah,
the fit he threw.
Oh my God, he's so
He looks
little,
like my
so it just
son.
fits.
He looks like my
He
5-year-old.
looks like commonly accurate Wolverine. Like, who
the hell are you
Look,
coming into
look,
my Oval
they
Office?
all have
thinking
this. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was just making a dumb joke. Go ahead.
I was just saying, look. It's amazing the power of a set of balls will do because they all have the same exact position. But notice Zelensky looks like a whipped child, but Trump and Vance look like parents scolding him, and he looks weak. He looks so weak here. He didn't have to.
You know what he
He
looks
could have
like?
gone in with
This was a
somebody.
first, man. We have
He
never
looks like-
seen a leader getting, not talked to like all, kid gloves and all this bullshit.
Yeah.
They just went off like the way, no bullshit.
Well, I think he was
And-
trying to manipulate them in front of the media, and he was not fucking
yeah, he
having
was.
it.
No.
No,
In this photo, he
This
looks
is
like
the
a
third day of
teenager.
manipulations.
He
I
looks
don't know
like
if you
a
guys know that.
teenager trying to understand why he's grounded.
Trump treated this guy like some stranger at a party who starts mouthing off to you in your house. Like, are you serious?
Looks
right
like,
now?
it looks like two parents who were scolding their kid after their kid did something really bad at school that day.
You know what's so funny about this photo? I can't tell who's mommy and who's daddy. They both have daddy energy here. Because usually
They're both
usually you have
daddy.
someone- well, usually you have someone take.
Well, the great comment.
First, like the hard ass, but I can't tell. They were both the hard asses. It was great.
It was like bad cop, bad cop. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And it was great having Trump actually say to him, no, you're not going to tell us what we're going to do, and you're not going to tell us how we should feel.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, we're gonna play the whole thing, but Jack was
Do
just
you have the
commenting on how
8-minute one? There's an
Zelensky's.
8-minute version. It's the whole
If
thing.
you
And it's
g-
fucking glorious.
If you want to, if you have it and you can put it in the private
Oh, I
chat,
don't-
that
I
would
don't
help me out.
Apparently, there's a
incredibly.
report going around that at some point during this, he calls JD a bitch.
In Russian, yeah.
Yeah, like in Ukrainian.
Now JD didn't catch it because he was talking at the time, but yeah, they played it back. And yeah, he did.
Let me see if I can find the full video. Since it's only 8
not
minutes, we'll
surprising.
find
This
that.
guy is used to walking into every single Western power and swinging his tiny dick around, and then but the emperor is forced to be like, "Oh, Mr. Big Dick, you can totally stand up to Russia. We'll give you billions and billions of dollars." And let
Well,
our own
guess
people
what? When you
starve."
have a literal fucking dementia patient doing every little thing you ask them to do
Yep.
for 4 years, yeah, you're gonna come in here thinking you're somebody important. Well, guess what? Those days are done, son.
Well, the problem
Well,
is
let's
that
not,
the
let's not
last-
pretend like Biden wasn't doing it because of incompetence. It was all part of the plan. That was what it was intended to do.
It wasn't. It
This
wasn't even
is-
Biden. It was Anthony Blinken. He was the
Yeah.
president. A lot of people don't know that. They're like, "Well, who's pulling the strings?" It was Anthony Blinken. And,
There's a
and-
lot. There's a
and
lot of them.
Sullivan.
If y'all
It
watch
wasn't
the
Obama?
interview with. Well, no, actually, no. That's actually literally true. So,
Obama was like
Lee,
this.
who was a former, like
Selena's
campaign worker
nightmare.
for Biden, was on the Sean Ryan show, and she dropped bomb after bomb after bomb describing exactly who was in charge over Biden. It was Jill. It was a bunch of other people that I don't remember, but people in his staff. It was literal gay troon influencers, and it was a bunch of social media influencers. Anyway, we had the worst of the worst. We had elderly Democrats and young, and like in TikTok brain status teenagers running the entire country. No wonder Zelensky was
Share
able
my
to walk
screen
in
real
and,
quick
and
there.
hold a gun to our heads and demand money.
Nope. Never mind.
Okay, I think I found the full video. We'll take a few pauses, so just let me know when you guys want me to pause.
Can I
I'm
just
getting
can I
major
say
church
something
love.
before
Align
you,
myself
with-
Sorry, one at a time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so the run up to this, and it is important. A couple days ago, Emmanuel Macron, the French president, he was here, right? And then the next day, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer was here. Well, that's kind of weird to have like back to back like that, right? And then the Green Goblin was today. So this was actually a very strategic move. The three of these guys got together and they were like, "Hey, how are we going to get U.S. boots on the ground? That needs to happen. We need to keep America in Europe, but we need to keep them in Ukraine. We have to do it. That's the goal." And so Emmanuel Macron, who he's kind of like a Gavin Newsom type. He's kind of like a Justin Trudeau type, kind of slimy, but really like, I have nice hair and fancy socks. I'm seducing you right now with my charisma. You know, that kind of disgusting.
Dude, it works so well on my husband.
Dude,
Exactly, right?
he is like the Green Goblin, isn't he? He walked in there and was like, I offer you friendship, and you spat in my face.
Yeah,
I'm something of a world leader.
One at some guys.
So Macron, his point, the reason why he was there was to schmooze up to Trump, to butter his parsnips, to get them all, to get him to accept this grand idea of American troops, right?
Right.
Just not specifics, but just the idea of an American backstop. Well, Trump basically, kind of like schmoozed him back and was like, "You, sir, can fuck yourself." And so that was a disaster. Macron actually went back to France, and he's throwing a hissy fit right now that it didn't go well. And so then you had Keir Starmer, most boring 008 license to bore, like holy cow. So he his job was to go to a Trump that was already sort of buttered up, thinking maybe it would be okay if American boots on the ground were there. So he went there with Trump already being a dead set against his idea. And so he was supposed to lay the specifics of how American boots would work. So England and France would send about 30 some odd thousand soldiers, which would be fucking annihilated in a minute, easily in a minute. But that's the point. The moment they get annihilated, which is really fucking sick, why would you put your soldiers in harm's way like that? America would then be the cavalry that comes in and saves the day, and then lo and behold, American boots on the ground. That was the plan. Trump was like, absolutely not, absolutely not. But then Keir Starmer was like, but look, I have a note from Prince Charles, huh? But that's good. And then Trump was like, great, I'll go visit him, but still, fuck your plan. And so that's two strikes. And then the Green Goblin comes in, because he was supposed to sign this minerals deal that wasn't a mineral deal. This document wasn't a contract. It wasn't a treaty. It was super vague. It was actually shorter than most terms of services for like apps and shit. It was stupid, but essentially it took the minerals, it took the seaports, it took the gas, it was an entire lien on the country of Ukraine forever. Obviously, nobody would sign that, and I think Trump he knew that exactly, that Zelensky wasn't going to sign it, and so he arrived to sign the deal, backpedals, and maybe we can't do it. That's when this happens, and so far the entire EU globalist fucking NATO plan of schmoozing and tricking Donald Trump for American boots on the ground has been completely eviscerated, and that's when this clip starts.
All right, let's get into it. Thanks for the lead up. Now, go ahead. Sorry, Lawrence.
I was gonna say what didn't help them was it was all over the news last week, at least from what I was reading, of the fit that they all threw because Trump wasn't doing what they wanted, because he wasn't going to give Zelensky any more money. So Zelensky went to the other countries and started gaslighting them, and they all started running their mouths about Trump. And then they show up at his doorstep trying to play nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then here comes the toddler running his mouth, talking to his daddies. With Similac on his breath.
And also, this mineral deal was Zelensky's idea. He brought it up. Nobody ever brought it up. He brought it up to Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham went on Fox and was like, "But the minerals," and then everyone thought, "Oh, that's why America wants Ukraine." No, it was Zelensky's idea because he thought he could bribe America. Oh, we got minerals. You want your lithium? Huh? Give us soldiers. And,
we'll pay you back.
It's backfired fucking horribly.
Mm-hmm. And to be clear about Zelensky, he was installed as you know, he is an actor. That explains why he's dressed like this. He's putting on, you know, a performance with the fucking sweaters and everything he does every time you see him. These fucking theater kids, they never learn that
It's a visual
everybody
reminder
sees through their
that he is at
bullshit.
war.
Yeah,
Him being
exactly.
in army green fatigues is a visual reminder that he is at war and he is a soldier in this moment when he's actually just a fucking clown that forgot his makeup.
Yep. All right, let's get into this.
With both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and for the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred, and I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, you know, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough, but you're never going to get a deal that way. So
I love
that's
Trump's
the way
line.
it
I
goes.
could be
All right, one more
worse.
question.
Hey, I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the president of the United States' words mattered more than the president of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can you pause this real quick?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
The last time Zelensky sat at the White House and talked to President and Vice President, it was Trump. It was Trump and what is that guy? What was his VP for 2016, 2020?
Pence.
I'm blank.
Pence.
Yes,
Mike
Pence sat there silent. Didn't say a damn thing. It was Trump and Pelosi doing all the heavy lifting. But look at Vance now. Vance is setting himself up as a master statesman. I think this interview proves it. Remember, Pence was an establishment lapdog from day one, and we were stupid not to realize this, but we do now. But
Vance is the next president.
Vance is definitely the next president. And Pence, I was for Trump in 2016, but I gotta tell you, it was a hard fucking sell with Pence.
Yeah.
Because I've made no mystery. I am not a fucking conservative. I'm not a Republican. I've always been more politically, agnostic, if anything. And I, not a fan of the Bushes, any of that bullshit. It's just one big fucking club. It's like always been like professional wrestling to me.
Yeah.
It's just a big circle jerk, one big political circle.
Yeah. So seeing something like this, we've never seen anything like this before. Both of them are on the same fucking page, standing for the same issues and not taking any bullshit from them or from the media.
Yep. Well, it's also remarkable, something to remember. The reason that Putin was so incredibly motivated to do this, he felt like he could. Oh wow. Remember, Russia
put it that
tried
way.
this. Remember, Russia tried this a long time ago. Absolutely, no government. Fuck government. Like Russia tried this already when it annexed Crimea under Obama. And Obama didn't do a goddamn thing. He just sat there with his thumb up his ass. So there's a reason that Putin did this under Biden. Didn't try to do this under Trump because he knew Trump would kick his ass. They knew Trump wouldn't play ball, but he did this under Biden because Obama already set the stage for saying no. If Russia wants to advance west, perfectly fine. We'll just let him do it. Say some strong, mean words to him, shake our fists, and say you better not. And then he's going to behave. Nope. And then Biden. That's exactly what Biden did. But now actually, both of these tyrants, both Zelensky and Putin, are up against a brick wall, which is Trump, and Trump ain't going to help. And Trump ain't going to help either one of them win. He's going to make sure they both lose, and the U.S. wins, which is good.
And this is why everything that happened before from him, the whole bullshit with the 2020 election, losing the election, the indictments, all of that led to what we have now. So as bad as all that was, if this is the outcome, it may have been a good payout.
Yeah, I agree.
If you think about it that way. All right, let me go ahead and hit play.
Okay, so
so
he
mad.
occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact
2015.
2014.
2014 and
2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but,
That's exactly right.
yes, but during 2014 till 2022, yeah, the situation the same. The people are been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president. In 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him. Guess.
Go ahead.
So right now he is he's talking about the Minsk 1 and Minsk 2 accord. And that basically was a ceasefire that set everything up, right? It was going to be a lasting peace. France and Germany and basically Europe was supposed to guarantee that everyone kept their side of the bargain. And so Russia was pleased and everything was fine. Unbeknownst to Russia, Russia had no idea that they only Ukraine only signed this Minsk 1 and Minsk 2 treaty was so they for the purpose of buying time to rearm to then go to war with Russia. Merkel has said flat out in interviews, lol, we had no intention of abiding by this. This was to buy time. Macron has said that, lol, we were never going to do this. And the Ukrainian president at the time, was it Poroshenko? I forget his name. He had also said, this was simply to rearm and reorganize to bring the fight to Russia. So him talking about this, we had this thing and Russia broke. They broke the ceasefire. This guy's lying. He's misconstruing and telling a mistruth right to Trump, and Trump fucking knows it. He knows he's being sold a lie in front of the world, and that likely pisses him off a little bit. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this guy's a cunt.
Oh no! Anybody wants to chime in during this? Just let me know and I'll pause it.
Well, I also have to realize, and just some interesting, I didn't realize how far back Ukraine and Russia have been at each other's throats, and this is not. Yeah. We think that this just kind of happened, and it's that Putin just decided, woke up. I want to have Ukraine for some reason. No, it actually goes back. I mean, and it's interesting that. Because Ukraine was, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Ukraine was actually the first nation to separate from the Soviet Union. I could be wrong. I don't remember. But that set the stage for the rest of the fall of the Soviet Union, the complete break apart of the Eastern Bloc countries. So they realized, oh, wait, the Soviet Union is not strong enough to say no. So, yeah, we can do what we want. But even before that, Russia and Ukraine have been at each other's throats since pretty much the time of the czars. So this conflict goes a long, long way back. And in fact, kind of interesting, something that a lot of the pro-Ukraine people always want to gloss over is that Ukraine very much was wielding, there are no good guys and bad guys, at least as far as Western powers are concerned, because Ukraine was wielding literally Nazi iconography against Russia. The reason being is back in World War II, Ukraine was one of the first countries to fold immediately to Hitler, because they thought, well, we're living under
Nazis.
Yeah, we're living under Stalinist. We're living under Stalinist Russia. How much worse can a Hitler be? And they were participating in it. They were participating in the annexation of Jewish neighborhoods, exporting them to the east, back to Poland for some re-execution. Ukraine does not have a good history of Ukraine is just as bad
No,
as
they don't.
Russia. There is no good and bad guy here. So for anyone around here with Ukraine flags and bio, please go fuck yourselves. There's not good guys here.
Western Ukraine is filled with Banderites. They're literal Nazis, and
they're wearing the death's heads on their uniforms. By the way, the death's heads were the symbols of the concentration camp runners, the worst of the worst, the worst of the.
Yeah, but then Jon Stewart wants to give these guys awards.
Oh, and then Sean Penn gives his Oscar.
Okay, Justin Trudeau brought a Nazi into our Canadian Parliament and celebrated him with Zelensky there, and everyone was like, "Yay!" Wait a minute, they were doing World War II math, right? You could see it on our speaker's face as he's reading it out, right? He's like, "We are celebrating this Ukrainian who fought against the Russians Russians were good guys in World War II." And they fought against them. That means that, and you can see he's doing World War II math in his head as he's reading it. And then
they fought against communists.
He's like,
"Wait a
yay,
minute,
maybe nobody knows what we're doing," and everyone's like celebrating this actual fucking Nazi. And then afterwards, they're like, "No," and they try to sweep it under the rug. It was an international fucking blunder.
Yeah, I
we
remember
look like
that.
this,
Oh, yeah.
this country in the world.
I thought it was hilarious
because. And there's so
you guys
many
are just winning one after another, bud.
so many articles, even before this started, that talks about how Ukraine has a Nazi problem, and that's one of the reasons why Russia went in there, because the Nazis were going into the Donbass. So Eastern Ukraine is Russia. Like one morning in 1991, a bunch of Russians went to bed and they woke up Ukrainians, and they're like, "Well, why did you draw the line there? I belong over there. Like, what are you doing?" And so they've always been Russian. They just drew the line in the wrong spot. And so Russia has come in to be like, we'll bring you home, and fight the Nazis. There shouldn't be those anymore, but here we are.
Well, is it any surprise that they're all of a sudden siding with any Western power that's going to fight Russia with them? Like this isn't. They have a personal stake in this. They have a historical stake in making sure and thumbing and like raising a huge middle finger to Russia. So they're asking them to come to the table for negotiations is a tough sell. But if anyone can do it, Trump can. But it's gonna be a long process.
Can he though, or are they gonna have to get rid of Green Goblin before they can do that?
They're doing that right now. After this thing, the Ukrainian Rada, that's their parliament, have put in motions to impeach this cunt.
Oh wow!
So the play is going to be General Zelensky. They're going to install him. He's a Banderite. He's a Nazi, but at least he's in touch with reality or something. And
a few days ago,
Ukraine should have already had an election.
Let's let Laurence. What'd you say, Laurence?
Yeah, a few days ago, Zelensky told a news outlet that he would step down if peace could be assured.
Right.
The way to get American boots on the ground is another trick.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
But now Europe has had to. They're going to plan. I don't know. This is plan like D or E, which is ouster the Green Goblin and get in a somebody who has higher polls, because when Trump said Zelensky's polls were at 4%, he was close. It's actually it's under 10, and so he's gonna be sent packing. But Trump and Putin, so far they have not discussed Ukraine. Like
Disney,
a lot of
we have your Norman Osborn, and he's right here. Come claim him.
So they're doing something called bilateral talks, which means they're talking about everything and everything, but basically life and the universe and all that and everything. Ukraine, they've basically said, all right, we'll get there eventually. You get a negotiating team and we'll get a negotiating team, and then we'll have at it eventually. But first, let's talk about all these other things. So that's people are like, Ukraine needs to be there. Well, Trump's not, and Putin isn't even there yet.
Someone has.
And we got Theo joining in. How's it going, Theo? Welcome.
What's up, everybody? How you guys doing?
We're having a very lighthearted, fun show this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Talking
tell
about
he's waiting
pedophile
until
cults and
suddenly
then like
got
World
really
War
angry
III.
in here.
Dang, guys, I was having a really good weekend. I just got back, or week, I guess. I just got back from performing in Portland, Oregon. You know, people smell bad there. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of polyamory. It's gross. I did, dude. Yeah, got a new appreciation. No, we're talking about World War III. That should be fun.
Right. Well, to be fair, this clip does get really amusing really fast, so we'll get back into it. Let me know if you guys need me to pause.
Contract. Gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broken this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless. God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War.
Hear that? I am the president in war. Look at shirt. I wear shirt every day. I have whole closet full of shirt.
I think you'll hear
you not in war.
The president.
I've only washed my fatigues twice this week.
I think you'll hear it later on, but
that's not a good position to be in.
Right. I was gonna say later on. I think JD says something about don't you own a suit or something like that?
I think that's a question.
Member of the press. Somebody was like, "Why don't you wear a damn suit?"
I have to defend wearing your gym clothes to work. I think that's objectively badass, and I would do it too. Just so you know, I will.
So you sympathize with this man?
Yeah, I do. I also Zelensky is a short, moderately attractive former comedian, so I feel a little bit of sympathy for his position.
All right.
This is one of my people. He's family in a way.
You got to lead him to the promised land, don't you, Theo?
That gay little dance he did in the heels, it always makes me laugh.
Playing the piano with his dick. That's a classic.
You're right.
Yeah, that.
Dude, and he's the president of a country. He's at war with Vladimir Putin. And here's a video of him playing piano with his dick.
Well, let's be very honest. Zelensky is not winning because of his military prowess or the military might of the Ukraine. He is only surviving at the good graces of Russia because at any point Russia could come over and completely wipe them off the map. But because Russia is not out for destruction, they are not out for genocide. They are out for annexation, and that's what Zelensky will not understand. I don't think his pride will let him. Because Russia is not out. If it were like a nation that was specifically fighting against another larger nation that was saying, I want to destroy every single one of you people that live there because you are scum of the earth. Like, if Putin was talking like Hitler to the Jews, that would have been one thing, but he's not. Putin wants to annex Russia and bring it back into the fold like it was during the time of the czars. But
Dude, that's
Zelensky
not
and the
even
entire
true.
Ukrainian people, they are so prideful, and they are so, and I don't blame them. But at the same time, guys, you can't win. This is just fighting out of spite now.
Putin wasn't originally out for annexation. There was 3 objectives of the special military operation. It was 1, to denazify Ukraine. I don't even know if that's possible. But 2, it was to restore the Russian language rights, because all these Russians were told, hey, you have to speak Ukrainian. No more of this Russian shit, right? And then 3, that they were like religiously persecuting them. There was like no more Russian Orthodox religion, so fuck your church. And so all of this bad shit, and Putin basically wanted all the root causes of the problems. You know, also NATO was a pretty big thorn in his side, right? So he wanted to make sure all of those objectives met. If Ukraine was just basically, you know what, you're right, fuck NATO, everyone can speak Russian, everyone can be Orthodox Christian, and we'll stop bombing indiscriminately the people in Donbass, Russia would have literally just gone home. Because and if they were like, and you know what, we'll stop being Nazis, then that would have been it. But they couldn't. They were like, no, fuck your Donbass Russians. We're going to beat them until they are Ukrainians, and swastikas for everybody. And so then they're like, well, I guess we have no choice to take this land so we can protect these people. And the Green Goblin has fucking, he has done the exactly wrong thing every step of the way.
War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once? This
A
entire
lot.
meeting. If you went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October, offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war, you
He's
can...
not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait
answer?
a minute. No.
Can
You've
I
done a lot
answer?
of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this.
I
You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
President.
He almost said it. I know. Wait a minute.
Staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't been
in this
alone.
cabinet.
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you through
I
this
said thank
stupid president $350 billion.
You
we
voted
gave
for
you
your
military equipment, and your
voted
men
for
are
your
brave, but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me.
you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days, I heard it from Putin. In 3
Putin
days,
never said that.
This
That's
is
a lie.
something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course.
So that wasn't true. The Putin 3-day comment.
Putin never said 3 days. That's so the reason why they do this. Kiev was supposed to fall in 3 days. Narrative is out there was to emasculate Russia, right? Like, Ukraine is so big and robust and strong. They held off his invasion that was supposed to take 3 days. Now it's 3 years. Putin wanted no part of that, right? So, I mean, he had Kiev fucking circled. It was literally circled within like 3 or 4 or 5 days or whatever, right? And Kiev was going to fall. So then, they were negotiating the Istanbul Accord, which was the latest piece. And so they got all the way through this, and it was a fucking sweetheart deal for Ukraine, a sweetheart deal that they initialed it. So then Boris Johnson, he's like, no, we can win this. He gets on the phone, says, no, don't sign shit. I'm coming to see you. Probably from the direction of Biden and the rest of those Euro cunts. And then so he goes there and he goes, no, don't sign this sweetheart deal. Sure, it's a sweetheart deal, but you know what? You're gonna win. We're gonna give you everything to win. And then so Zelensky was like, okay, sure. They walk away from this sweetheart deal, the Istanbul Accord, right? And which the Istanbul Accord gave them their fucking land back. They could have got, I don't know if they would have got Crimea back, but they would have got the other oblasts back. Like, what? That's a fucking deal. But anyways, so during that, they were like, hey, listen, Russia, you kind of have the capital city surrounded. So it's kind of like they're like signing this under duress or whatever. In good faith, do you think you could back off the capital, Like, you know what I mean? And then and Russia was like, you know what? Okay, in good faith, we'll go back. And they did. They removed all of their troops like way fucking back. And then shortly thereafter, it was kind of like a ceasefire or whatever. Zelensky was like, rip, he walks away. He's like, fuck you guys. And then all of a sudden the narrative was Ukraine fights and battles and pushes Russia all the way back. And it's like, really? You're spinning a like a goodwill gesture. Like, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah, I know Boris Johnson, but didn't Nancy Pelosi had her hand in shitting on that too?
They all did. It's this gross globalist clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm.
Of course,
yeah. It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you,
just say thank you.
Said a lot of
except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards.
Thankful.
You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you're saying you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
With guarantees.
Because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about
guarantees means American boots on the ground.
That wasn't with me. That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden who was not a smart person. That was excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
Woo! Dude, the amount of cope it's
it's like, we can pause it real quick. If you are just watching Zelensky's expressions right now, you can tell he's like, I'm lost. I'm not going to win this. I'm screwed. I'm done. America's out. They're not going to give any more support to me.
Well, I don't know if anyone saw the Ukrainian ambassador with her head in her hands, probably saying in Ukrainian, "Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up."
She's just sitting there continuously going, "Oh fuck, oh no,
she's like,
oh
it's
no,
done.
It's done."
There were before this video came out, there were news outlets saying that when he told them to leave, that they were actually begging him to let them stay and continue to talk. So Trump was like, "No," because of Zelensky's attitude. And then they said that the lunch that they were going to eat, he didn't even give them the lunch. He gave it to the press. He gave it to the press corps.
Yeah, like
literally told him, "Get the hell out of my house."
Yep. Right. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I don't actually know the answer to this. Maybe if ever that a fucking a leader of a country has been unceremoniously fucking booted from the White House. That might have never happened before.
I don't think it has.
Certainly not in this century.
Like that is
this era.
Wild.
Probably back in the era of Andrew Jackson. I can see Andrew Jackson having done that, but not recently.
Yeah, not in anywhere near modern history.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what they said to him at the briefing right before this meeting. Because he clearly came out fired up. Like, I don't think that was, just based on what was happening in the room. Like,
prepare, we're not going to use any lube.
Well, before this meeting was the
raw dog
backpedaling of the minerals agreement that he was supposed to sign, and then like he's there for the purpose of signing this thing to trick Trump, and he didn't do it, and so that I mean this was a win-win for Trump, and we can talk about that after. But this has really pissed off Trump because they've been fucking doing a wild goose chase getting this minerals deal worked out. Just not that long ago, the Treasury Secretary flew all the way to Ukraine to meet with Zelensky about the deal to get it signed there. And then Zelensky basically threw him out of Ukraine, ranting and screaming and throwing a massive fit. And so, I mean, that really pissed off Trump. So he's really not fond of Zelensky right now. But this was going to smooth it over a bit. And Zelensky backed out. So Trump is furious. His time has been wasted. JD's mad because, his time's been wasted. And here Zelensky's going, we need guarantees. We need American boots on the ground. Your sons and daughters need to die so I can remain in power. Like, it's fucking wild.
Stop.
Hey guys, real quick, I'm gonna end up leaving. It was very nice being on the show with you guys. I'm gonna let Vagabond come through. So yeah, you guys have the rest of the show. Good rest of the show.
Well, it's nice to meet you. You're very lovely.
You too. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so
All
much.
right, Selena will still be in the chat doing all the producing stuff. So thank you. And Vagabond, I sent you the link, man, so you can join when you're ready. All right, let's get back to this.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do we do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Okay. I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony. That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam, and he had to go through that, and he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war, and he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents.
From hell.
The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? Huh? This is going to be great television, I will say that. All right, we'll see what we can do about putting it together.
That was an insane thing to do on camera. That was completely insane.
Zelensky looks like a kid who's in trouble.
Hold on, what'd you say, Vaughn?
He looks like a kid who's in trouble, man. Like his whole body. Look at his face right there.
Right?
I am really fucked.
When you've just gotten fucking curb stomped. I mean, he knows he got his shitter kicked in.
You know what? I just realized that was the same look on his face. If you go back maybe about a few seconds, the first time during Trump's first administration, when he came begging for support, and Trump was like, "No, you two need to talk it out." He had the same look on his face then.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
He knows he's running out of options.
Well, it's so stupid because Trump, if you've read The Art of the Deal, if you know anything about that man, Trump likes to make deals. He likes it when people get along, and he likes to be the deal maker. The worst thing you can do is tell him, "I don't want to work with you," because then you will be Trump's worst enemy if you do not play ball. And any idiot worth their salt would know that, especially a world leader. You need to know not just the issues that you're working with, you need to know the person that you're working with. And this just shows Zelensky's complete ineffectiveness, because he went in thinking he could flop his dick on that coffee table and make demands like he did with Biden. He's too stupid to understand that he's dealing with Trump, a guy who is not at all Biden. Biden was a corpse. Trump is a living, breathing man who Trump lays it all out on the table. Like it, love him or hate him, like it or not, this is who he is. You need to play to the man. The worst thing you can do is to tell Trump, I am not interested in compromising at all. I'm not interested in making a deal. And that's why Trump called this whole thing off, because he knew it was just gonna be a media circus. He knew that nothing was going to get done, because Zelensky was not going to play ball at all and let Trump come up with something, with some kind of deal, some kind of agreement, anything. But because Zelensky had absolutely no intention of playing ball, no intention of compromising, he just wanted to go in and make demands and he thought that he'd be pushing at an open door, but Trump locked it with 6 deadbolts on it. Like that, what an idiot! What an idiot! You got a guy who wants to make a deal, who is desperate to make deals with anybody, and you don't give him that.
Because they don't want a deal. They want to keep the machine moving. And this is what he's used to doing, is just greasing the wheels and keeping the same thing, just more of the same, going as long as they possibly can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the thing was, so if Trump got this minerals deal, he was going to go to Putin and say, listen, America has this deal. We have a lot of business going in Ukraine, so we have to, business wise, we have to stop this war because you're stepping on our business now. That was going to be cards in the negotiating thing, because Trump has no cards. Russia is winning at like light speed this war. They're winning. Russia is winning the war so fast that they don't actually know what they're going to do next. Like it's insane. But so that would have been a win if they got the deal, because that's more cards for Trump to negotiate with. Or if he doesn't get the deal, which turns out he doesn't, that means he can't negotiate with Russia, because Russia has all of the cards, which means Trump gets to hand it to Europe, much like he said yesterday with Keir Starmer. He was like, England or Britain can you can fight Russia by yourself, can't you? And then no, maybe not. So this was a win-win for Trump, and the way he spiked this ball back down Zelensky's throat, I like the way he went. This was a better path, I think.
He took my man to Suplex City and then kept taking him there.
I think this just has a couple seconds. I don't think there are any more good highlights, but we'll go ahead and finish it up. And then we'll be bringing in Mr. Burger. So what we do on the last Friday of every month, we bring in Mr. Burger, and we have a little music trivia to close out the show, or whatever trivia he's got in mind for us tonight. But we'll finish this up first.
Am I the only one that thinks Zelensky's fighting back tears?
Guys, come on, let's do it.
Yeah, he knew they just fucking toppled him.
And somebody said it earlier in chat, but the memes that have come out of this thing are
I've got
great. Like my Twitter feed has been nothing but these memes all day ever since this happened.
It's funny. Hold on, I think I got a few to pull up here real quick.
I sent 2 of them.
I'm sharing with you.
I sent 2 of them to the private chat.
It's funny that the bit of the reporter going, why don't you wear a suit? Why that was missing out of here, but Zelensky was like, well, you know, I guess I'll wear a suit when we win the war. Looks like you're never wearing a suit ever again. Like they're like, do you own a suit? Yes, I own a suit.
That's perfect. I love this. She's a good follow, by the way. This is the best one.
It was like a verbal spanking from like a black woman or like a white woman from the South or whatever.
I think my favorite part, it sounded so parental. The JD Vance just, have you ever said, do you know how to say thank you?
That is good.
He's Kevin McAllister.
I had one that I can't find anymore. It was it was
so angry right there.
I had one that was
I got a couple from
walking away
Nate.
from the camera and Trump shouting out behind him, "Come back, Warriors! Come back with the suit, you bum!"
Yeah, play the two us. Their videos.
Let me get them pulled up here, Nate.
Oh my god!
Like literally the same one for. Oh no, here we go. Here we
I
go.
love this timeline.
My entire
Kinda.
Twitter feed has been nothing but these.
And then once we get those up, we'll bring in Mr. Burger.
All right.
Real quick, before you do this, is it cool if I head out?
Oh, absolutely, man. I'm sorry, dude. I know the conversation
don't
a little.
apologize. No, it was fun. It was. I was like, but I was. I'm glad I got. This is how I got my news coverage, because otherwise I would have stayed uneducated. So this is the best way I got my news. I just occasionally I'd hear something go, "What?
What?
What?" But no, it's been
Rogues
great show. Love being on here. You guys are the best. Lawrence, it was nice kind of meeting you.
Same here.
Every time I'd hear you like speaking, I'd forget you were in a hot dog costume, Sean, and I would look up and I'd be like, oh, because you'd be saying something that's like, you know, serious world events, and I'd look up at the screen and be like, oh yeah.
And it's the fucking hot dog telling you all this important information. No, I promise, Vaughn, next week you'll want to be on. Our guest we're going to be going all into some pop culture. Going to be talking about Ninja Turtles and He-Man and comics. So
I'm going to be away.
Hell, you'll mess the shows with the topics that align perfectly for you.
I know, of course.
You messed Luke last week, and that was a great show. So thanks for introducing us, man.
Anytime. I recommend everyone I can to you guys. So.
All right. Well, we will drop Vaughn's link to the book, which I highly recommend. I've already said this, and I'm not just blowing smoke because he's a friend of mine and on the show. It next to my two favorite books last year were Last Ronin and Phenomenova. And that
really?
includes the stuff
Last
about
Ronin?
yes. Yeah, those were my two favorite reads of 2024. And I know I was a little behind on reading that, and I read a lot of shit. Got a lot of good stuff from a lot of people I really like, but those are my top two. So I highly recommend, if you haven't read the first one, go get the catch-up tier. Get these books. I see big things coming with this.
Thank you.
Because it's outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right. Well, on that note, I don't think I could promote myself better than that. So I'm gonna head out.
All right,
and
dude.
Have a good one. See you guys.
See you.
Check you later, man.
I wasn't expecting Rogue Gallery, the most trusted name in news, to be
never going to happen again.
Never gonna
This
happen
is what
again.
happens when you invite the insightful man in the hot dog suit. Then everything gets very, very Tim Pool very fast.
Well, if you just, listen, we could have talked about AI sex robots and I would have been as equally fucking fascinating and a
Next
hoot.
time you're on,
Yeah.
we got a topic.
But like, literally, I could talk about anything. That's
shit.
My
I mean,
charm.
that's-
But you managed to fucking go right up my alley here. So I mean, it works out.
Yep. I mean, AI sex robots, that's right up Theo's alley, right, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's stepping right into my wheelhouse. I actually
Well, then I should be on your show sometime soon, I suspect.
hell yeah.
Well, careful. As long as he's fine, as long as it's not the Matt Rife one.
Okay.
Had to go there.
Oh, sorry.
His new co-star is C.S. Johnson. There you go.
Okay.
Oh no! You just triggered some PTSD. All right, here we go.
Oh my god.
That's not right.
Amazing.
That's not right.
I saw that. I was.
I think I
laughing
like this one the best, though. The ones you sent me, Nate.
Yeah.
Disrespectful to the country, this country.
So good. I love that.
Oh, shit.
I was expecting one like tossing him out like Jazzy Jeff from the Fresh Prince. Just like right out of the
Dude, I've been trying.
house.
I've been trying to find some wrestling ones. Like someone had to have done like a wrestling edit.
Make
of
them
this.
yourself. Make them yourself, man. You've got all that wrestling knowledge. Just start throw me some ideas, and I got the editing stuff. I can throw it. I am a member of the Legion of Memers. You know.
What about the one where Donald Trump actually jumps on Vince McMahon? You just need to superimpose Zelensky's face over Vince McMahon, where he's
I
just
don't think
hitting him
that'd
on
work
the
because
ground.
Vince McMahon is way too big.
It don't matter. Like, everybody would get the
Donald
idea.
Trump ever beat up a midget?
Maybe. Who knows?
Hornswoggle.
I hope so. If he did, I'm sure that midget had it coming. All right, let me make sure that Mr. Berger has the link. I saw him in the chat. So talk amongst yourselves for just 1 minute while I make sure I got everything set up for him.
By the way, for my Curse of Strahd players that are here, look what I found today. Check this out.
All of us. Well,
Of course, Nancy's screwing
waiting.
up the build.
Was that a map?
Oh, nice.
It is the map of Barovia.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's the.
We're gonna go
physical
there. We've
map.
been there. We've been there.
Oh, I thought you said Barovia, like it's like where the bros are.
No, that's campaign 2.
That's campaign 2.
All boobs and blonde.
Where the pros are. That's also
Barovia.
that's
That makes me think that episode of Adventure Time with the unicorns. Like, oh, is it Proton?
The best episode's Card Wars. We all know that.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Not disagreeing.
Check 1, check 2. Am I coming in loud and clear?
All right, and Mr. Berger has joined the show. How's it going tonight, man?
Never
Well, since I talked to you.
Mr. Berger is here. Interesting chat about the whole Trump and Zelensky thing. I tell you what, I'll start caring about Ukraine when every little white kid in Palestine, Ohio, was okay. Philadelphia is all right. Got plenty to eat. And every little kid, a little brown kid in Brownsville, Texas is all right. That's when I'll give a shit about a coked out midget, ungrateful midget who shows up at the White House.
Or when the water
Exactly.
in Flint, Michigan's drinkable.
Yep. That happened. I'll give a fuck about Ukraine. America first, last, and forever. I've lived in 18 different countries. Speak 3 different languages. Lovahim, Trocheski, Anglitsky, Prosim, Dobre Den, Yakshamas, Mum said Dobja. I speak fluent Czech. I speak a little bit of Russian. Best way to learn a language is sleep with somebody who speaks it. Bottom line,
You better check yourself.
bottom
Hey, you
line
got to know
is,
what she's saying.
bottom line is, ain't no place better than here. Try living in Morocco and talk about women's rights.
Yeah.
Try living in a Qatar and start waving your pride flag around. We put up with a lot of nonsense here, but that's part of living in a great country. And fuck anybody who doesn't think so. They can kiss my natural black ass up, down, and sideways. Here's my opinion on that coked out fool. Go Trump, MAGA forever, scumbags never.
Well, I think women's rights. I think that's a punchline in Morocco.
Yeah, because they get punched. They stand in line and get punched. There you go. He set me up for that one, folks. We worked that out earlier. Anyway,
the hot dog and a hamburger on stream. The master hobo was pointed out. It's an epic time.
I'll feed my people for a month.
Oh man, you're getting a lot of love in the chat, Berger.
Elon and a priest walk into a bar.
And by this ain't a shtick. I got a leg missing because I put my neck on the line for this. We know without going into details because I want to dox myself. But I'm wearing a piece of metal and fiberglass, titanium and fiberglass because I'm not fucking around when I say that. So I mean it. I've been a lot of places, seen a lot of things. Africa during the couple of fucking civil wars, and standing around in the middle of the desert in Kuwait. I don't fucking care. This place is great. It's worth fighting for. It's the only place. A lot of my, my relatives always talk shit about this country, but then talk about moving somewhere. Talk about leaving. Or what's called, they shut up real fucking quick. So that's just my thing, be grateful. I don't think we should have sent them the fucking money in the first place. But be grateful to live in literally the best country on earth. No
So
shit.
it sounds like you're an old beef burger then.
Damn straight. No fun here, brother. Good show tonight, gentlemen. Really good show. Timely and a lot of good things were said. I really enjoyed listening to it. But yeah, man, either you're with us or you're against us. Fuck it. That's an old idea. It hasn't always been applied correctly, but in this case, it is. That's the bottom line from old Mr. Burger. Damn right.
What? I was going to hit the applause button, but instead I went for awkward silence. I apologize. There we go.
So,
all right.
talk amongst yourselves while I get this ready.
Yeah, he should have went with the sir. This is a Wendy's button.
Well, again, I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Like I said, we kind of went on a different path than we usually do. We're usually more into the indie comics and everything else, but I'm glad we had this conversation. I'm glad we had the guests on that we did. Everything worked out, seemed to align up perfectly.
Well, hopefully
but there was just too much not to talk about. Go ahead.
At the very least, maybe if you're not into politics and this kind of stuff, at the least, hopefully it was entertaining, and those in the chats were entertained by our antics.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Thoroughly entertained by it. Again, but there was more than entertainment. There was some good things said here, and I appreciate a lot of it. So, boys, it's just I'm hoping things will get better. I hope. I tell you one thing though, very quickly before we get into the trivia, Miss Bondi and Cash, they got to produce because I don't see anything on the horizon that will lower his poll numbers, that will interfere with his progress. You don't put that list out, that could actually affect his poll numbers. That could actually affect his progress. Put the list out.
Yep.
Put the list out right as soon as possible. No more fooling around. I know it's not necessarily her fault. I know it's not necessarily Cash's fault. He just got there. But if they have to, my deal is have somebody leak it. If you can't put it out straight away, have someone leak it.
That tactics worked for the Democrats for years.
They used to do it under a different president. Wonder why they're not doing it now.
Do you guys recall that scene from 300 when Leonidas was like, "Oh, so God can bleed," or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that will basically be sort of the Donald Trump equivalent to that, right? So I mean, if this gets fumbled, or if it doesn't come out, or if it's not resolved perfectly, toot sweet, it's going to be that where all of a sudden MAGA realizes that Donald Trump can bleed because everyone is already like, this was really fucked. We're giving you one more chance before.
You're absolutely right. Not only you're absolutely right, you're 100,000,000% right. If this gets messed up, because it's been built up so much over the years, there will be a magnificent problem with it. Listen, Yellow Flash is already pissed. All the big YouTubers are pissed. Gary, Yellow Flash, Jeremy, all of them. He will have a big problem on his hand. Benny is even shaky. Benny Johnson is even shaky. They have to release it. They don't have
look bad. It's giving Blue Anon all the ammo. Well, it's not coming out because Donald Trump's on it. Like, that they Cash and Bonnie had to destroy the evidence. Like these are the natural talking points that I go, well, Blue Anon is obviously out of touch of reality and they're all crazy. But I can see from where they're standing, they're making a good point here. I know they're wrong, but I can see how they're getting there. And if I can do that as, you know, a MAGA enthusiast, I can see how a normie, a regular person who held their nose and voted for Donald Trump might be able to see their point of view even faster. So if they don't resolve this fucking immediately and accurately, then you know, God can bleed is 100% what's going to happen.
One last thing: the way to keep the Democrats off balance, the way to keep his enemies off balance, is to release this list. He can decimate Hollywood. They're already their approval ratings, their trust ratings are already low enough. If you destroy Hollywood, you destroy a big part of the resistance. Release the goddamn list, and everything else will take care of itself.
Yep. Well, and then they'll find out that most of the people in Hollywood that support them because they're on that list, and they don't have a fucking choice.
Exactly.
Because that was the whole point of the whole thing to begin with. It just got too big, too exposed, out of control, and that's why they had to cut Epstein. That's my theory, anyway. Anyway, on to music trivia.
Anyway, speaking of pedophiles, let's go to music trivia.
I wish you were joking. I can't believe it's the end of the month already. I feel like we just did trivia, but no, it's been last Friday.
It's been a whole month.
It's like the whole year of February. It's like this is.
Well, these guys aren't diddlers. These guys right here are coming up right now are real men.
All right, guys, you know the drill. Title and artist in the chat on the second clip, please.
That's what. I thought I got the Village People when you said real men.
You know, the problem is with that band is that every song sounds like every other song they did.
How dare you?
Yeah, I still like them, though. I like them a lot. I mean, you can't not like this
Utterly
band.
disagree. Their music will outlast this planet.
I agree with that, too, but they have a signature sound. Let's put it that
way. I didn't see enough of them.
Name an artist with that. Name an artist with that.
Easy.
All right.
Looks like Teabag and Therapist got the band right, but messed the song title, and David D came in with AC/DC Step Upper Lip.
That rotten monster. All right. Moving on to the next one here. A little R&B for the wait a minute.
Boys to Men.
Wait a minute.
R. Kelly.
I will answer with the only one I know immediately.
What the hell?
I do unironically love Boys to Men, though.
They're okay. All right, I got back here.
Color Me Bad.
There we go.
Title and artist in the chat.
Alicia Keys, only you. Alicia Keys, only you.
Oh, yeah. Got two easy ones in a row, actually.
Well, I might have said the new song wrong.
You danced to this in middle school?
I love the fact that Bagmon knows that. It makes me happy and
Not about
the funny part was in my head. I was like, I don't really listen to R&B anyway.
I don't need to listen to that much of it now.
That was her first hit, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes, it was. Moving on to another one. Here we go with a little bit of an entry from Ireland, I believe. Here we go.
Oh
God, Sinead O'Connor.
God no. How dare
Boogie
you?
Molly.
Hey, it's House. Yeah, that's you, Lloyd.
Yeah, that was
we all just like Steve Lorient's fucking house.
Now I actually wish that was the Foggy dude.
I remember him as Jasper from the 1996 101 Dalmatians.
What the heck is Dr. House doing in that music video?
Kind of like Bryan Cranston. That was like his best role, and he hasn't done really anything.
You were the sweetest thing.
David D, none of these count towards your total. Think about that. Also, give yourself a demerit. Anyway, let's move on to
for anybody that doesn't, David D did get it right. I knew it was Annie Lennox, but I don't know any of her songs other than that fucking one.
Into the West.
Well, Sweet Dreams is technically not
Sweet
Annie
Dreams.
Lennox.
That's right. That's the
Eurythmics.
Eurythmics. That's correct.
No, right.
Speaking
or Marilyn
of
Manson made it bigger.
Degenerates and David D. Little known fact: David D. This song here is close to his heart. It means a lot to him. Matter of fact, I think he helped produce it, and he lives his life by the lessons in this song. There you go.
Title and artist in the chat. We know it's something very gay.
I want to take it to a gay song.
Oh, that is gay.
That song was in Ace Ventura. Damn, I can't remember.
Yeah. See, I always go to that movie too, man.
Yeah.
The scene where the plunger in the mouth.
Yeah.
and at the end, even when the dolphin was washing his mouth out.
Man, that another casualty of comedy we'll never see again.
Wait, that was a dude?
Actually, well, no,
Holy shit.
Yeah. That was the dude. That is of course. Anybody got the answer on that one?
Oh yeah, Selena got it right off. Boy George crying game. So did Emily.
That was Boy George.
And David D.
Yeah.
Before it even started playing, somehow, some way, knew it was what it was going to be.
Well, the man, he spent a lot of time working on that tune. A lot of time, put in a lot of effort, a lot of research. Anyway, moving on. A little bit of Euro trash to round it out. Here we go.
YouTube. Coldplay. Insert any one of them.
Now that's garbage.
Oh my god, that's a blast from the past.
Wow,
Jesus Christ.
Somehow that song was gayer than the last song.
I agree.
Wait, no way. Is that a real name? CC Peniston?
Yes, it is.
It is the real name.
Are you shitting me?
No,
It is.
that's it.
Well,
So that was
Constant was too obvious.
Peniston. Finally,
Bro, his name.
Euro garbage prevail. Euro trash. Now Coldplay is Euro garbage. Big difference. Huge difference.
I did not.
You got to work your way up the trash.
Let's do a little bit of folk / mainstream with a legendary artist. Here we go.
Hubba
You gotta know
Let's
this
see what we got here.
hugely famous.
I got it.
Oh, then why?
Absolute
I
fucking
wanna
legend.
wait to give the chat the time, but I know what it is.
Just say it.
It's Eric Clapton, Tears in Heaven.
Beautiful song.
I'm vaguely related to Eric Clapton, just FYI.
Ah,
I've never met him. He doesn't know I exist, but he's on the family tree.
that fool for hours. Let's see. What is it again? Say the name of the song again.
It's Tears in Heaven.
Good. All right. Here we go. Now, moving on to very underrated alternative metal band. They were famous for about a month, but still, I think they're still touring. But they should have been a lot bigger than they were. Here we go. At least I think.
All right. Title and artist. Let's see what we got here.
Oh man! Oh, this is at the end of the Daredevil movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know.
You know what? I stand by that movie. I like.
I know, it's great.
Fuck everybody.
No,
Michael Clark Duncan was the best Kingpin.
Bold statement, Iron.
I stand by it.
I would agree with you there.
Not a bad little band.
Yeah, I remember like it releases the batons and a camera and then cuts to credits. Yeah, that's a kick-ass ending.
Man,
Anybody got an
Kingpin
answer?
art.
Anybody got an answer?
I know it's Won't Back Down, but I can never. Was it Fuel?
Fuel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuel had a lot of songs though.
They did a really good interview with Carson Daly during TRL. Really good interview with them. They didn't sound crazy or stupid. They seem like pretty level-headed young men, if you will. Speaking of not level-headed young men, here you go.
Oh boy. Let's see what we got.
MSK.
Biscuit, baby.
MSK.
Are you kidding? We all know he has the best impulse control of anyone.
Good song.
I remember this song. I don't know who does it.
And again, remember that is not Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, he's too.
Oh,
he's
is this
too
the one with
tall
the
and
video
tiny.
with the yeah. Thank you, appreciate it.
Anybody know? I got into them for about 1 week.
I remember this song. I don't remember the I could get up and do karaoke of this song, but I don't remember the title or the artist at all.
It is Helmet Unsung. Helmet Unsung. It was weird. I thought about buying a shirt and a poster, and then I went, nah. and it closed up the website and ate a tuna fish sandwich. Anyway, moving on. Talk about all these bitches became Trump-hating fools. Here we go.
It's a pretty broad stroke. It could be a lot.
Is it gonna be
Dixie
Green Day
Chicks?
or Rage Against the Machine?
Oh no, that was Bush.
Lady Mama.
I think my sperm count just died. from
My
listening
crotch
to that.
itches just watching that video.
I am breathing crabs right now.
If anybody in the audience got pink eye, we apologize.
Shorty.
I don't know. The smell of rotting tuna is like emanating from my screen.
Oh no! My God! Oh wait! Hold on! It's
like someone left tuna out for like a week and then microwaved it.
I mean, okay, if we're honest, I probably would. You know what I mean? I still
Oh,
probably
I
would.
totally would. Christina Aguilera is a babe. Good voice.
Sure,
though.
I just got
Yeah.
AIDS
Selena
from
got it.
listening to
She's a
that.
bitch, and
Yeah.
she's really, really dumb.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
is.
she's
Is
a
he-
dumb broad. She
But
is.
you know-
Went from a moderately attractive woman to an unattractive man. So
She's AIDS like fine wine though.
But she did better than Britney Spears, if we're honest.
I mean, that's a low bar, but yeah.
Really?
She managed to hang on to her talent, that's for sure.
And you know,
No,
Christina Aguilera,
I'll
at
still
the
go
same
for
time-
Brittany. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know there's a few guys on this panel that are about ready to pull out a switchblade if you talk about their Queen Brittany here.
Honestly, I'm
The American
glad-
Baby one of the players was a mistake. I just want you to know that.
Brittany
Real quick.
bitch.
Would
No,
you rather
the
have
actual queen is Avril Lavigne to get it right?
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's up, Theo?
I was gonna say, would you rather have a baby by Britney or Christina Aguilera?
Christina
Aguilera.
100%.
Christina Aguilera.
I don't think
Yeah,
there's any contest.
she's more financially responsible and mentally stable. So you know.
So Avril
Not
Lavigne,
saying much
pre-Lyme
between the
disease or
two.
post-Lyme disease? Because those are two different Avrils.
I'll take both.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I
this
could learn to
next
love both
song
versions.
was so cringe and so overplayed that get your sick bags out, boys. Here we go.
Evanescence.
No, how dare wait.
How dare you? Pause it.
Where's
RedStrider?
Dude,
Can we kick
We
over
dare
RedStrider?
bring up the fact that you're a Tay-Tay fan. Let's go there.
No way a Taylor Swift fan. I
Hey,
was
Strider,
when I was
fuck
stupid,
no.
but not now.
No.
I don't know.
No. I got a
Strider.
thing for Amy Lee. I always have. If I had been of age, there would have been a restraining order involved. I do not. You know what?
I know,
I'm gonna go. I gotta calm down. I'm gonna just play this. I'll go over here and calm down. Don't do that.
Am I wrong with
Fuck. That's
Fuck is
awesome.
this?
I don't think we played a heterosexual video so far.
No,
this-
we haven't.
No, you haven't.
Hey, AC/DC.
AC/DC was good.
Fucking awesome. God damn.
I mean,
Just
God,
for
it's
the
not June yet.
Just for the Evanescence comment, Strider, when season 3 of Strahd hits, she's gonna be taking up the intro. That's gonna be the intro song.
How can you not like Evanescence?
Fuck.
It's overplayed.
Right off.
And to be fair,
I've never heard this in my life.
I've never heard
Well,
this.
to be fair, I did spend like an entire weekend at Anime Matsuri where they had a shit ton of karaoke. It's all weekend, by the way, and nearly every fourth or fifth song was an Evanescence song.
A drunk chick
got
singing
really
Evanescence.
irritated with it.
That's every karaoke bar in the country.
I know. That's
I'll
why
give
I
you
got
that.
annoyed because it's like 24-hour karaoke for as long as Anime Matsuri is open. It's running, and it was really irritating.
They didn't have any
Also,
anime songs. See, that's why Georgia cons are better. I'm just saying we're superior. Sorry,
up?
Texas.
I'm gonna say this, and that'll be it. I would take a bullet for Amy Lee today, right now.
And to be fair, Strider, how dare you attack Amy Lee and apply it because of some drunk bitches singing at a karaoke and putting it on her? It's not her fault that they got drunk and sung at a karaoke.
But
Well
wasn't the
said,
comment
sir.
being overplayed?
Well
That's what I was
said, sir.
saying.
Well
Yeah,
said.
when
sir.
Selena
miss
sings
something?
Evanescence, she sings it well and sober, so I'll give her that one.
Awesome.
Now,
In Vegas,
and
they test
now,
that.
ladies and gentlemen, a beautiful midget.
Yeah, now we're
Lionheart.
talking.
Zelensky. That's my girl.
You can have your Britneys and your Christina Aguilera's. I'll take Kylie Minogue all day.
I had a crush on Kylie when I was a young lad.
5'1", gentlemen. 5'1". Fantastic.
fun
Absolutely
size.
fantastic.
What a beautiful state I'm in.
Oh,
You know,
my
for the
goodness.
kind of music, I don't mind her music, to be honest.
Yeah, it's Australian Eurotrash, but it's lovely. The Eurotrash. That is, of course, anybody got that one other than Kylie Minogue? Anybody got it?
Kangaroo and the Bobby. I don't know.
That
Let's see
is
if anybody
Kylie
in the
Minogue
chat got
in
it.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue in your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Prince wannabe piece of shit that I've always hated and shall always hate. Go to hell, You worthless Prince clone.
All right. Now, I do want to highlight David D's guess for the last song. He guessed Kyle Minogue, Stay Away From Me, Mr. Burger.
Oh, yeah. Lenny Kravitz. I don't know any of his songs' names.
Lenny Kravitz, generic Lenny Kravitz song.
Lenny Kravitz, I don't know any of his names.
You guys, hey, look, there was no one hotter in the summer of
one at a time.
See you again.
Hey, look, there was no one hotter in the summer of '98 than Lenny Kravitz.
That's true.
With the memes of him with the bigger and bigger and bigger scarves, where it's just like his head sticking out from a scarf. Those are hilarious shit.
He really needs to take advice from his own songs about Get Away. And he needs to.
And his daughter is insufferable.
Oh, it's an awful actress.
What a pitiful,
100% agree.
miserable hack.
Terrible
Moving on.
comment.
Here we go. All right. Let's. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but I had a song featured on Austin Powers.
Shut the fuck up. Let's see.
You chose the song.
Actually, I didn't. The algorithm picked all this stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot.
Let's see. Moving on. Oh my God, this guy turned into an old, disheveled lesbian.
Zelensky.
Even worse.
Steven Tyler.
Sinead O'Connor.
Even worse.
Oh, come on. Marilyn Manson.
Well,
Painted
unfortunately,
Love,
said
Marilyn
that I
Manson.
wanted Painted Love, Marilyn Manson.
Well, I
But-
wanted to sleep tonight. That's okay.
I mean,
I think we just
like Marilyn
overloaded on
Manson, I'm
gay.
sorry. I like Marilyn Manson.
I was a huge Marilyn Manson fan in high school. I still like all his music and the
Same.
shit that's going
Yeah,
on. He's
but
getting
he
Amber
hasn't
Hearded up
aged
the
well.
ass.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but he does a lot of hardcore drugs. So
Yeah, clearly. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me back. There we go. Hold on. There we go.
dude's got a fucking voice. Like it's a unique voice, man.
Oh, hey, I got a bonus answer for that music video.
Go on.
Go for it.
It features a lot of the actors that were in not another teen movie.
Yes,
Oh, really?
the song is
That's
from the
awesome.
film, not another teen movie. What a way to waste a really great cover and put it in a really shitty movie.
Folks, from that treat to music for people that hate music.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
That's like a personal attack or something.
The Macarena.
The Baja men who let the dog
Oh,
out.
that's all fine. Yes, I like Maroon 5. Fuck you.
I agree. Tool is one of the greatest of all time, and so is Perfect Circle.
Absolutely. 100%. Totally agree with that.
So that would be Maroon 5, This Love.
Yep.
Okay, but if we're honest, if Maroon 5 was ever cool, that would be kind of when they were cool. Not
It's a pretty big if.
Hey, you want to know how I know
I
you're
like
gay?
him because I can match his
You like
register.
Maroon 5.
Fuck them and all that hair gel. They can go straight
Yes.
to hair gel hell. Moving on. Let's see what we got in the old.
But I'm in a phone booth.
God, I hate Maroon 5. It takes me a moment to recover. Here we go. These guys are from Georgia and they're extremely pretentious pricks. Here we go.
They're from Atlanta then.
All right. Now,
Oh, my goodness. Volume there.
oh yeah, they're insufferable pricks. Snipe, I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Mark Snipes.
Yeah, he's a complete little cunt.
Isn't that REM?
It is.
Mhm.
Yeah, but what's the name of it?
Oh, hold on.
Bonus points for what movie it was in.
Oh, I got it all. Come on, somebody get it.
I don't know the song or the movie.
I love the song. I don't like the group.
That's the thing. I love a lot of their songs, but he's just.
Tossing up punchlines that were never.
It's R.E.M. Man on the Moon and the movie Man on the Moon.
All right. Yeah.
That's the name of the movie.
Yep. I really love that song.
Wait, that was Man on the Moon?
Mm-hmm.
Really love this song.
Did you know
really,
that was on the movie?
Very nice
Man on the
song.
Moon?
One of the better songs they've ever done.
Well, no. I gotta ask: is that a different remix from what I know?
No.
Huh,
That's
I'm
the
not-
original. Nope, that is the original. Speaking of hot garbage,
Jim Carrey.
Was that a personal attack?
What?
Alanis Morissette.
Yes, Alanis Morissette is hot garbage.
Are you sure this thing was unstoppable? Oh God!
The band that will get you to kick to the bad place.
For good fucking reason. Jeez.
I hear they're from California.
What gave you that
You have a lot to answer for.
By playing
Have
that,
a
you
new
have
one,
accidentally
you guys.
committed first-degree murder.
That'd be Red Hot Chili Peppers, Scar Tissue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And what sucks is they're another band I can't stand, but I like a lot of their songs.
Yeah.
favorite song
And
of
Flea
theirs
is one of the best bassists. He's
obviously, yeah, I would agree with that, but I just can't stand him, except for Roller Coaster. That was the one song that actually got me. I love that. And
That's
the
a good
Butthead
one.
movie was real.
that whole soundtrack is fucking great.
Is it?
Yeah, Beavis and Butthead Do America soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
It's just it's like 90s had diarrhea, but in a good way.
Awesome.
Wow. I've never heard the entire soundtrack, but I do love that song. Speaking of things that I don't like to admit that I like, this year.
All
And
right, now to address that,
don't judge
T. Baggins, Les Claypool is not just a mere bassist. He is like a god of that instrument. He's ascended to a whole nother level.
Don't judge me.
About to judge you super hard right now.
Don't judge me on this.
Oh, I like this song.
Oh, I can't. Why am I blanking on the name of the band?
Yeah, I don't know the band.
I love women.
Oh,
and
I know it. I know it.
Does anyone remember this is on the
Sixpence
Parent Trap?
None the Richer. Kiss
Me.
Kiss Me.
That's like their only song that they ever had. That was worth
Yeah, I
something.
think so.
They
Yeah,
played it to fucking death.
Two hits. This was their biggest.
It's from that 90s movie where the nerd gets the hot girl in high
No,
school.
that's
It was
Kiss
on,
Me.
it was on the Parent Trap.
This one is a different one.
Third movie? No.
Ironically, that damn song's charted for more than like 15 weeks.
That's a great song.
Yeah, I guess it's just a chick thing. So
Well, it's also a Beatles cover, so it's going to spend some time on the chart.
yeah, it charted for an extremely long period of time. Surprisingly long. Moving on, a little bit of Euro trash. Here we go.
Not Euro rubbish.
No, this is trash.
Toss it in the bin, not the can. What in the vacuum sealed leather?
I used to have that cassette tape.
Dancer, but I don't.
I know a song. I just can't think of the name.
I remember hearing the shit out of it when I was a kid. I know that.
Yeah, we used to have that.
Gentlemen, the lady actually on the video is not the lady singing. Said this before. The lady actually singing is about 5'3", 260 pounds.
damn.
She has a lovely voice. She seems to be a lovely woman, but she's significantly larger than the lady in the video.
So
Significantly.
lovely in person.
She's a good person. Good personality.
Lizzo. Wait.
Now she's twice the
Wait.
size of Lizzo.
Good grief.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Nobody knows that, but everybody has heard it. Nobody
Oh,
knows the song though.
Man, I feel like
Yeah, I just remember hearing it when I was a kid, I think.
That's it. Whoever did that, that's the correct title.
That was
Who
me.
said that?
Ding ding, Lawrence.
It's Snap. Rhythm is a dancer.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's ringing bells. I could probably sing the song. Like
most likely because it was overplayed.
Played, and as a child, it ingrained into my fucking brain. I bet.
Indeed.
Cobwebs.
Indeed. Let's get close. We're getting close to the end here, folks. This is one of my personal favorites. Not a lot of people know it. Alternative pop, I guess you'd say. But I love the shit out of this band, and they have a very tragic backstory. Check it out if you will.
Don't cry.
I like a good tragic backstory.
I know you. They just fucked up with the money.
Oh my god, I love this song.
Yeah.
Sneaker Pimp, Underground. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Underground.
It is. It is indeed one of my favorite.
Six Underground.
That's
favorite
That's a good song.
Pop songs.
That's like one of my
Favorite.
favorite
Movie
songs that
just
I don't tell anybody that I like.
Don't worry, this isn't on the internet in any kind of way, so no one knows.
Well, I'm.
So I gotta ask, what's the?
I'm in a hot tub too. No one takes me serious.
Iron. Go ahead.
Oh, what's the tragic backstory? I didn't know anything about
They
that.
really messed up as far as money is concerned. They got into a contract with a quote unquote producer who ripped them off. It's very similar to the Backstreet Boys type of thing.
Oh, shit.
Every musician that's ever signed a record deal.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but these guys were at the point where they were selling millions, and they were still all living in the same freaking little apartment, 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, that's
They just made.
Hey, look at it this way. At least you didn't take it up the butt, so consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
Then they got mad at each other. Then they broke up. They got back together for for a BBC special. Started a fight backstage. So it was
So they're just like Color Me Bad.
Yeah. Eventually, they got around to getting, their money and so forth and so on. But it was just a bad scene. A lot of big mistakes, financial big mistakes.
Not a good song, man. Oh my god.
Fantastic song. Fantastic song. Excellent. We're getting close to the end here, folks. Here we go with I think we got about 3-4 more. Here we go. With one of my favorite alternative metal bands. This group changed my life. I love them to death.
Dragon Force.
No.
Hey,
let me hate on Dragon Force.
Oh, Dragon Force is kick ass.
Self-righteous suicide.
System of a Down. Suicide.
Nope.
Chop Suey.
Correct on the band, not the name.
System of a Down.
That's
Ariel?
No, it wasn't Chop Suey. That was.
I have seen this band at least 14 fucking times.
They couldn't. And Vagabond, they wanted to use that as the title, but it was a record company that would not let them do it, so they did Chop Suey instead.
Oh, okay.
How are they in concert?
Exactly as they are. They sound dead on. I mean,
Now-
that guy. If you know about they're all like classically trained musicians. They're not just a garage band. Like, he's a real fucking singer. They can all play multiple instruments. So it is just, they're all fucking business on stage, and they
now I
knock it out.
wish I had
Never
had
seen a
that.
bad concert with them.
I wish I had asked it because now I regret it.
And the drummer also owns a comic book store.
Wake up. In Las Vegas, Nevada.
I just got to fade away. Run, rush, and put a little makeup.
Love them. I love them.
Aren't those guys also like super, like genuinely intelligent?
Yes.
I've heard that about them. They're not just great musicians. They're actually like incredibly well knowledgeable about like important things. And it's like,
Yes,
oh, wow,
they
you're
are.
not just some dumb musician. You're actually quite clever.
No, they're highly educated. They come from their culture comes from a very strict educational, upbringing. So yeah, and again, I think whoever said they own a comic, the drummer owns a comic shop. Yes, it's in Las Vegas. So if you're going to the meetup, you got to go check out that shop.
Hell yeah.
Nothing's cheap there.
I'm down. System of a Down.
Here we go,
Oh,
ladies
God.
and gentlemen. With
Where's
another
the sad
one
trombone
from,
when you need it?
another one from Ireland. Here you go.
Sheep sugar.
Sorry, I almost died.
Nate O'Connor.
Only thing Ireland, I think, had this cranberries.
Wifey McBeatty.
That's cranberries, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But what's the name of the song? Wait for the second turn.
Shillelagh O'Connor. I don't know.
Top of the morning to you.
That wasn't one of their big ones because I don't know it.
It's not, but man, they were great. But can't believe she took her own life not that long ago.
Goddamn shame.
It is pretty sad that I immediately went to cranberries.
Cranberries. Not zombie. Hey.
That is
But
the
I
word.
can't tell you the name of the group.
Cranberries.
I don't know how
Cranberries.
she does it with
Animal
them.
Instincts.
Okay.
Animal Instincts. A great loss. That woman is so talented. She was amazing.
And I have figured out the answer. Avril Lavigne pre Chad Kroger.
That might be pre-Lyme disease.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on. a
Most
second.
likely.
Were Avril Lavigne and Chad Kroger a thing?
They were married.
Oh
And
yeah.
then they got
Oh.
divorced. She got
Okay.
Lyme disease sometime in
Yeah,
around
bro,
there.
where the fuck you been?
So you're saying I still have a chance?
Yeah, bro.
The time is nigh.
Again,
It's
I
not
hate
loser,
to
is it?
admit,
Next question.
I hate to admit, I do like this band, and I do this song in karaoke.
I
That guy
want
looks like Louis C.K. I'm fucking confused.
I
He
want to
does.
say, is that Cake?
No,
No.
No, not Cake. Damn it.
You
It's
did that
Cake
on
Tar.
purpose to remind Strider of the cake he had.
God, the '90s fucking bleached hair guys, or early 2000s, whatever that was.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
black,
We were
dude.
talking about Fuel earlier. It's like they have songs, but you listen, Hemorrhage in Your Hand, watch that music video.
Oh man, I love that song.
actually, I like that song quite a bit. That is, of course, Toxic. Tonic, excuse me. What did I say?
Yeah, Tonic. Yeah,
Toxic.
Tonic. You want more.
Tonic. You want more? Absolutely. Last one of the night, boys. Last one of the night, and we're ending on a bad note. Here we go.
Oh God.
Oh, good.
Brilliant.
Is it gayer than everything
Maroon
else?
5?
Possibly.
Gayest possible ending.
Oh my god, it's the Six Flags guy.
ScreamQueenSelena.
It is
If
it's a
AIDS
song
was a music
for
video.
Venga Box,
Six
Venga
Flags.
Boys.
That's what I was
Flags,
thinking.
Magic
That's like an old man.
Venga Boys.
I remember that commercial.
ScreamQueenSelena's
I don't
Six
get
Flags.
It was
you guys
funny.
are so jaded and cynical. That commercial was great.
Yeah,
talking
Six Flags
about it.
Voucher
Great.
Mountain is my answer.
No way.
This song was also played to fucking death too.
That makes
Oh,
that
because
makes
of
a lot
Six
of sense
Flags.
why the Six Flags ad happened because it's a reference to that. Okay, because they come off a bus.
Yep, that is of course the Vega Boys. Party something or other. Anyway,
Just call it Six Flags
Burger
Voucher Magic
is out
Song
of
or
it.
whatever.
Right.
It's the
what did
something
David
or other.
D say it was? What did he say?
Let me see. I had his chat pulled up. The Vega,
The Venga
Venga
Bus,
Bus,
Venga
but-
Boys.
I don't know. That could
That
be
doesn't
right. Who
sound right
cares?
to me. That doesn't sound right to me. It's the Vega Boys, a party bus or party on the bus or bus party or party bussing. Anyway, there you go.
Precursor to Bang Bus. I don't know.
What's that other one? Next or whatever.
All I know is it's the Six Flags ad that is burned into my brain forever. Which I'm not complaining too much about because I like that.
Wasn't the old man in makeup actually a woman?
I think
so. I thought it was a dude. No, I know it was a costume.
It was a guy. I'd always heard a rumor that it was a chick dancer in a lot of makeup.
That's what I heard too.
You made out with your sister, man.
Well, it was someone in a mask or whatever.
Doesn't this
And
stuff
still-
bring back tons and tons of awful memories of your childhood?
No, fantastic memories. I watched that when I would watch Saturday morning cartoons.
Well, here's the
Bad for
funny
me
thing.
because I never got to go to Six Flags.
Yeah.
No,
I was one.
here's the funny thing about the guy in the mask or whoever's in that mask. It's way better than MODOK from modern Marvel movies or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's a young guy, some guy named Vince Bucci.
Oh, okay.
I was born in '98, so I don't have any nostalgia for some of this stuff.
Wait, Iron, you never been to Six Flags Magic Mountain?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, so I done all the West Coast amusement parks.
I honestly didn't go to like aside from like some of the smaller amusement parks as a kid, like one in Branson, Missouri, Silver Dollar City, and a few of those. I didn't go to any I didn't even go to Disneyland until I was 18, and didn't go to Universal Studios until actually me and Selena went for Fear Fest or whatever it's called, the big horror thing, Fright Fest. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. We did the whole VIP package. That's the only time I've ever been, and that was a good time.
Yeah, don't sleep in Silver Dollar City. Some of those coasters are nasty, like in a good way.
Well, I mean, for me, it's not necessarily Six Flags, but anyone that's from the Ohio, Indiana, Michigan area, Pennsylvania will know this place, and that's Cedar Point.
I've heard of it.
I thought you were going to say Hershey Park.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
Because the other one in California we go to is Knott's Berry Farm.
I've heard of that.
Okay, yeah, I know about Knott's Berry Farm. There's one in the kind of the mid south too, like I think in Oklahoma or around there. Because I almost got to go to there a few times.
Berry Farm.
On your way, you pick up some
Did you just
jelly.
get out of prison? Like what the hell?
Oh, the hair. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had too much of it. I had too much of it. I had
Who the hell are you?
Yeah, I don't know. Like
it's like, did you decide you went from cosplaying a hot dog to cosplaying Zelensky?
Somehow you exuded more authority and respect to the hot dog.
I don't know. Like your camera feed went off and then it came back on. I was like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, it came back on. It looked like it was a hostage video.
Yeah, I had a lot of hair. I didn't even know what to do with it. I was pretty soon you might have mistaken me for Theo. Like I had that much hair, and so I was like, I better.
I'm just sorry to say, we're not going to give you any more money.
Please give me money. I give you hug.
You want to reach around is customary in Ukraine.
Why did
All right, we're going to start going around the horn doing outros. It was a really great, really different show, but I had a lot of fun. So that's at the end of the day, that's what matters to me. So we'll start down at the bottom with Mr. Berger. What do you got coming up for the rest of the weekend, my friend?
The After Flash cast. We will do our thing. Actually, it's the best of Burger on this one. We're taking the week off, and then next week we'll be back with Iron Oxide. Hopefully, special guesting after we come back in 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
It'll be, unfortunately for Iron, it will be music from 1974, 1984, 1994, and 2004. Music from
everything
all
up to 2004.
All of those years will be on our refeed. We do the Wednesday show or the Wednesday quiz time trivia show after George the Giant Slayer We love George. I don't think he was on last week, so we had to scrape by. So we're doing the Quiz Time show during the week on Wednesday after George's Giant Slayer with a whole new crew. I'm auditioning for a whole new crew of people to do the weekday show. And coming up very quickly next month, we will do voiceover stuff for the first episode of Mr. Burger. We're finally getting into the voiceover stuff, getting stuff ready to go to produce the animation. I want to do episodes 1, 2, and 3 voiceover, but we'll most likely only be able to produce one episode for the year because it costs a lot of money and it's a lot of work. And then finally, we have a live action short we're filming in, I believe, last week in March. We'll film the first half last week in March, and we're doing the second half in May. A lot of visual effects. It's called the Obsidian Protocol. We are shelving the chase for now, but we're doing a short 10 to 15 minute film and with the same camera they use to do the creator. High quality visual effects, blah, 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 blah. Going to try and take it to crowdfunding, get some money, get it up on Tubi, and try to go to series with it. So this is one of the first times we've got back into doing live action stuff. We're taking a break from the cartoons, but we're still working on the show for the entire year. Like I said, Mr. Burger will be produced by the end of the year. Other than that, that's it. Again, Flashcast after Mr. Burger Mega Trivia after Flashcast tomorrow. So that's it. Iron, Mr. Burger out. Kick me, will you?
See you later, man. And if you guys had fun with that trivia, go subscribe over to Mr. Burger. I put the links in the chat. Great show. A lot of fun over there. Starting down at the bottom, Vagabond. So when will you get to tell us you swear it's not hentai?
Actually later this month. Hopefully next week. Well, what's it in 30 more minutes, and it'll be March. So sometime in the middle of March, I should be starting that podcast pretty soon.
But it is hentai though, right?
I swear it's not hentai. So,
which means no matter how much it looks like hentai, swear it's not hentai.
Yeah, maybe once in a while we'll do an actual hentai episode or whatever. I don't know, but but other than that, yeah, later this month I will be working my ass off so I can go to Vegas and and RSVP or whatever. I'm probably going to drive. I'm not sure about flying because planes are turning upside down in all kinds of places or whatever.
I was going to say, flying didn't exactly work out for you last time, didn't it?
Yeah, I might just do a road trip and just drive all the way there to Vegas. Who knows? Well, other than that, I will tomorrow. I am now an official guest or a weekly guest on Kicking It Saturdays with Anime or with on channel or whatever. And before I go, please subscribe and get Iron and Selena to 500 subscribers, because then they have to produce a mini Iron and Selena. It's simple. Just like and subscribe. There you go.
That is lore.
Thank you for reminding them. You know what?
Concentrare.
Don't let our friends gaslight you guys. You don't have to do that.
Yes, you do.
I have my babies right here.
Fair enough.
Theo Snodgrass, what's going on, man?
Hey, man. I just like I said, I just got back from Portland, Oregon, and the Patreon is live and my crowdwork show is on there. So we're going to be dropping some shorts hopefully in the next couple of weeks to promote the Patreon. And then I'm shooting another crowdwork show in a couple of weeks. So that'll be on there also. So go sign up for the Patreon. Also, merch store is in beta testing. I'm really proud of what we've done there. As soon as that's live, I will let you guys know. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I host a little show called Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Saturday mornings. It is a lot of people are saying it should win an Emmy. That's what I've been hearing. Yeah. So you should watch it. And lots of people are there. So
it's a great show.
You should.
Are you sure it's an Emmy and not a Tony?
It could be any number of awards, President Zelensky. By the way, where did you buy that shirt? I think the Henley with the Mao collar, I think might be the new look for me. I'd like to see that.
I come in piss.
All right, that's enough. That's enough out of me. You guys send it off to the next guy.
Awesome. Everybody go sub to Theo down there. I put the links in the chat. Strider, what's going on, man?
Yeah, well, in about 2.5 hours or so, I'm going to be on the Beelzebub with Devil Made Me Do It, and that crew over there. So check me out there if you like my piping hot takes. But tomorrow, I'm going to be on Curse of Strahd tomorrow with this guy and that guy over here, our illustrious host. And Theo, sure. But this. It doesn't matter.
That was dismissive.
His character's covered in piss and shit, and we're having to tie him up and let him wallow in it. It's fun. Literally happened. It was great. But this month, I'm finally going to start my reading stream and just sit down and read a book for about an hour and a half every week. And I've been trying to experiment with Streamlabs and stuff, and I think I've got it, but I don't. I'm overthinking it. So I'm just gonna get started, and we're just gonna read a book for an hour and a half, and then keep going until we're done. After that book, we'll find another one. So that should be an excuse for me to read and for y'all to read with me. So yeah, be on the lookout for that.
Right on, man. And if you want more Strider, I did put the links to the Beelzebub, which will be here in a few hours later on this evening, and the link to Devil Made Me Do It's channel at Beelzebub, so you can go sub there and then watch the show. Drunken Emerald Arrow, what do you got going on, man?
Well, in a short about hour, we start the Insert Title Here show. This is the last Friday of the month, which is a free-for-all, which I open it up to the panel to bring up anything that they're interested in discussing. Tomorrow, I'm going to be over on Sammy Three Pete's channel at 9:30 PST, 11:30 EST for Cavecast, and we're going to be talking Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Nice.
And
I
then
will be watching that.
I don't know. Are we doing Touch Grass tomorrow, Theo? Or
Yes, we're doing Touch Grass tomorrow. Let's party. Let's
Excellent.
do it.
And then we'll be back. And then I will be back over at 11:30 PST on Theo's channel for Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass.
Awesome. Society.
Yo, so I got a couple of reviews coming up. I've got a bunch of written reviews that I'm working at this weekend, so you have some content for Bounding. This Sunday, we're finishing up part 5, the final part of our Satanic Panic series we've been doing for the last few weeks. We've done 4 episodes up to this point. We're wrapping it up with the reason why it was called Satanic Panic and what they were covering up in the first place. Spoiler alert, it has to involve kids. That's going to be on Sunday. And then Tuesday, we got another episode of The Bar Room. Check out our last episode of The Bar Room. We basically talked about in detail the rise and fall of G4 and Tech TV. I'm not talking about the one that Frost killed a couple of years ago. I'm talking about all the way back to like 2002 and the so-called good old days of G4, which was actually the death of G4. So that's what we talked about this week. We've got some things coming on next week as well. So yeah, I have a few things coming up. But things are getting pretty interesting. So go check it out.
Hell yeah, everybody go follow Society Reviews, sub to the channel, all that good stuff. Nate.
Well, you can find me on the Full Metal Nate YouTube channel. I do a lot of gaming streams over there, as well as Curse of Strahd, D&D, every other Saturday at 6:30 p.m. EST or 7 p.m. EST. Just kind of depends on when I feel like starting. We're at Curse of Strahd episode 17, and I'm going to be trying something new this episode. I've never done it in the past 10 years playing this game, but I'm really hoping it sticks the landing. And of course, Iron, I know you'll be joining me over there. Theo, you'll be there as well, and Strider as well. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys come check us out. We have a lot of fun over there, I think.
It is a blast. So everybody go sub to Nate's D&D channel. We have a lot of fun every other Saturday. I really enjoy it. Now to our big guests of this evening. Gonna let you guys do your outros. We'll start with Sean. What do you got coming up, man? Where can people find you?
No, first, thank you guys again for having me on. You're all welcome on any of my shows, and I know my audience would absolutely love to have you guys. And second to my guys in chat, thank you for coming and showing these
Yes,
guys
thank
all the
you.
love. Make sure you're hitting that like button like you're Chris Brown driving Rihanna to the Grammys. And
Thank you, President Zelensky.
You're very welcome. Okay, so I am Sean of Third Railify. You can find me at Third Railify on YouTube, at Third Railify on Twitter, and at Third Railify on Rumble. My standalone videos go to YouTube. All my live streaming goes to Rumble because YouTube demonetized me for disparaging Jeffrey Epstein. I guess pedophiles stick together. Who knew? So I do cover pop culture, politics, current events, the news, that kind of thing. Yeah, just follow me. Apparently, sometimes I've been told I'm funny, so come and be entertained. You guys won't regret it. You might actually regret it, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
I regret nothing.
I only had regrets when you sent me the picture that's on the thumbnail. I was like, well, what is this?
You know what? So in my
Actually,
Discord,
it's great.
In my Discord, I got some, making fun of me is sort of like almost the theme of the Discord. So my face goes on everything inappropriate, and so I thought that it would be a laugh. I don't mind, people laughing at my expense.
It was great, and you took so much work out of everything. I'm like, well, that's my thumbnail right there. And then I slapped some Saiyan armor on Laurence and called it a night. I was done in 5 minutes. It was
knocked
great.
it out of the park.
Laurence Knight, finally had you on, and I hope it's not the last time, man. Where can people find you and what you got going on?
Well, first, definitely not the last time. I'm also grateful to be here tonight. You guys can find me every Friday with my co-host Simon the Infamous and with Devil Made Me Do It on Abyssal Musings. You can also catch me on my channel Night's Lore. I'm finally putting it in full gear after Sam spent the last year and a half screaming at me about it. So I'm going to be writing my own stories and going back to writing them and reading them. And I'm probably going to do live shows once a month. Gonna play some video games, gonna do some commentary on current events, so stay tuned for that. And again, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. You are
you both you guys are
anytime.
definitely welcome back anytime you want.
Hell yeah.
I would be happy to come back anytime.
Me too.
All right. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. In fact, I tell a lot of my guests, if you're free on a Friday night and I got room, just send me a DM and we'll get you in here, even if I have to kick my wife off. So
Oh no.
It's all right. I'm used to it. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn. Damn.
Own it.
Maybe I got some friends coming over. You're gonna have to clear out. It's a bro time.
But again, everyone remember, once this channel gets to 500, we know
Stop
what that
it.
means.
You guys should stop it.
Yeah.
Selena, I'm serious. Campaign 2. Think about it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
thinking about it.
Do it.
Oh yeah, actually, over on you guys should go sub to Jack Tarlat. He's got a
Yes.
really cool little gaming thing going. It was hilarious to watch because she was kicking ass in it, but
I
it's
was kicking
very
ass.
similar to D&D, kind of a choose your own adventure game with elements of D&D. I'd never seen it before, but it was awesome. Anyway, as for me, you guys know where to find me at this channel on YouTube and Rumble. You can follow me over on X. I will have some big announcements coming up for March. We are going to be expanding to 2 shows per week and maybe even a few other things on down the road. That way I can actually get everybody that I want on more often than having to shuffle people around. So we're definitely looking into that. I'll keep everybody updated. We'll be back next week with a special guest who I'm not going to name just yet, but we will be talking about some 80s pop culture, including the new reboot of Masters of the Universe and what our initial thoughts are. And I want to do with this particular guest a little bit of a deep dive and nerd out on some the lore of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and get some of his insight on the topic. Not to give anything away, but that's going to be a great conversation. So check it out next week, and we'll be back then. But been a great show, and we'll see everybody next week. No outro. We're going to do a hard out tonight. Bye, everybody.
Peace.